2 minutes till intro.
Thank you.
1 minute till intro. Starting intro now. Thirty till go. $15. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, everyone, to Peoples Bank Stadium, live in Wolford, Texas. Ty Friend along with Coach Brian Coltrane. Hobbs Eagle football in the Lone Star State, as tonight they take on a team out of Wichita Falls, Ryder High School, and, of course, a neutral site coach. A few minutes outside of Lubbock, Texas. Beautiful facilities here. Of course, Friendship not playing here tonight, the home team at this stadium. But, again, very cordial. Got us up here in the press box, got us ready for this exciting game. And, of course, it's been kind of a few years since the Hobbs Eagles have last played a team outside of New Mexico. I think you and I did that game against Coronado. That was back in 2015, about 6 years ago. 58-35, Hobbs lost that one on the road. This is the first for this Wichita Falls team as well, because they have not played a team other than Oklahoma squads, never played a team from New Mexico. So kind of a neat little combination going on here tonight.
Yeah, and you know, it's nice to actually get to see a little bit of football from around someplace else, because they don't do things the same in different states. For one thing, the rules will be a little bit different tonight. You know, New Mexico, you can't block below the waist at all. Here, it's okay in certain situations. You know, the end zone rules are a little bit different. They play off of what they call the UIL rules, which are based on the NCAA rules, and it's loosely based differently off of it. So you're going to have a few things that are going to be different for us strategic-wise that we can't do here that you could do in New Mexico.
For example, 2-point conversions, right? You could pick off a pass in the end zone. You go the other way for 2 points to score for your squad on the defensive side.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, if you don't go over these things with your players and they're used to one set of rules, sometimes that can come back and bite you and burn you. I can remember as a Texas coach coming into New Mexico, having to reteach some of the things that you do because you couldn't do them in New Mexico because it was illegal.
And, of course, mercy rule situation.
Doesn't exist.
That's correct. So anyway, we'll talk about some of those rules as they come along. I'm sure we'll be tripped up a few times. And of course, you've coached here in Texas, so give you a little bit of an advantage on some of those calls that we see tonight, if there are some. Of course, the Eagles last week losing a nail-biter, Coach. That was to Roswell Goddard. Of course, they were the number one team in the 5A at that point in time. They still have an undefeated record. Final was 30-27 in that game. Hobbs actually outgained Goddard in that one, 390 to 357. Eagles saw 11 of 17 passing for Colton Graham for 189 yards. And in the rushing game, we had over 200 as a team, 29 carries for 201. Colton Graham led that category with 107, so he had more than half of the rushing yardage for the Eagles.
Yeah, and it was a beast out there, to be honest. I was so impressed with the things he was doing on the field, getting north-south very quickly, getting up the field, getting those yards for us. I was really impressed with him last week. And
what about Caden Trevino, too? I had 7 catches, 148 yards, a 73-yard touchdown play, and all-purpose yards of 245, including of 76 yards in kickoff returns.
You have some kids that are just a stud. It don't matter what they touch, they turn it to gold, and he's got that Midas touch. Every time Trevino gets the ball in a different situation, he's a danger to score.
And, of course, Ethan Van Landingham, too, in the receiving core. He had 3 catches for 35 yards. So those guys definitely an important part of the team. Again, less than 400 barely by 10 yards. That's pretty big numbers. I mean, teams love to have those type of, even in a losing cause, you'd rather have the W versus winning the yardage battle. But still, it shows you're getting some consistency out there.
Yeah, and, I really didn't think that we would actually have controlled the yardage battle in that game just because we didn't control anywhere near the clock. But it showed that the potency of our offense, we're able to score on any given drive, and it shows you that we have a lot of talent out there.
Coach, defensively, again, we stopped Goddard in terms of beating us in the yardage category. They had 257 on the rushing game, 100 in the passing game. Still pretty good numbers, but we didn't let them just completely run over us in that contest. Lots of guys stepping up in terms of tackles. Kenyon Singleton, one of the linebackers, 19 to lead the team. 13 of those solo, and that's one thing I noticed with a lot of these players, that a lot of guys are getting those wrap-ups, don't need a committee to take people down in this game. Of course, Goddard likes to run the football if they got a lot, so, you can wrap people up a little bit easier than some of the long passes possibly. But Aldo Argot, 13 tackles, 7 solos, so more than half for him. A couple other guys, James Moore and one guy that you like quite a bit, Mr. Armendaris, both of them getting 12 tackles apiece too. So lots of guys stepping up, even Gavin Brumley with 10 tackles in the game.
In a game like that, you have a team that's running different types of option play. You have to play assignment football. So what ends up happening is one person's assigned to the quarterback, one person's assigned to the pitch, one person's assigned to the dive. You end up with a lot of solo tackles.
So definitely a lot of people getting involved in that one against a very tough Rocket team, of course, known for the rushing game. And I'm not sure how does that prepare you for a team like Ryder. We've been noticing their 4-0 record. That's the big part about it. But in terms of their total yardage this season, 718 yards in the passing game, 725 in the running game. There's only a 7-yard differential between those two.
And you prepare for it by preparing for scheme, which is what you do every week. As you're preparing for the scheme that they run, not necessarily the balance. It's you start to look for tendencies. How many times they run this play? They line up this way. They run this play. This guy subs in. They run this play. You try to catch those tendencies and prepare that way. Because a team with balance, you don't know whether they're going to run or throw the ball, but you may know it by some of the other patterns that they do.
Now their wins so far, all 4 so far W's. Dumas 38-18. Independence, a team out of Frisco, Texas, 32-19. That was their closest game of the season, although you could say last week's was too. Midlothian 33-27. They beat them. And last week, boy, what a barn burner. Odessa High was ahead late in the ball game. And then, of course, a score for this Ryder team put them ahead 47-43. Odessa got down to the 8-yard line, and they had a tip ball in the air. One of the linemen caught it and continued to move down towards the goal line. For somehow, they said, even Ryder admits this, they were able to tackle him right before he went across the goal line. This was the clock expiring. It was an exciting game. Ryder ended up winning that by 4, 47-43. 435 yards for Ryder, but gave up 604 to Odessa, who threw for 408 yards. So if we get that passing game going, maybe we have a good shot at knocking this Ryder team off here.
That Odessa team is no slouch. That's one thing I'd like to say is both Independence and Odessa are good football teams, and both of them are bigger football teams in the state of Texas. Anytime you beat any team from Odessa, that's a football town. That shows you about the quality of football that Ryder's bringing in. And, you note the passing game. That's what all that Odessa High does. They don't tend to run the ball very often. They run that old Texas Tech style offense where everything is patterns and passes and quick releases and bubble screens and quick outs and things like that. So when you have Odessa running stuff like that, that's where they're going to get their yardage. That's the basis of their offense. Whether we can do the same thing, we don't run the same pass patterns. We tend to run our passes a little deeper. We tend to try to extend the play out and try to get something across the top. We do have a couple of little screens and little digs and little Y crosses, but not to the significance of what Odessa High does.
Once again, Ryder pretty close in their terms of passing and rushing, 166 in the throw and 209 in the rush. So, again, pick your poison on that one. Though they did throw 2 interceptions, the quarterback Pitts got it picked off a couple of times in that game. But their defense also caused 3 Odessa fumbles. So, again, our defense pretty strong, too, although they did give up 600 and some yards.
Yeah, but, the turnovers are huge. The turnovers, a lot of times, especially in the game, it's high scoring. Those turnovers are usually worth about 50, 60 yards of offense because you stop them from gaining all those extra yards that they were gaining because obviously nobody was stopping each other in that game. And then you give yourself better field position, so that's plus yardage for you.
Hobbs Eagle defense definitely have to be watching out for Anquan Willis. He's one of the best guys in the area. Of course, that's what they call a big regional zone here in Texas. He has 78 carries, 566 yards on the ground, 10 touchdowns. Not only does he have some big-time offensive numbers as a running back, but he also plays on the D-line the last couple of games. He just started just about 2 games. Defensive end, 5 sacks already in 2 games, and he's an area leader in that category as well. So this kid plays on both sides of the football, and he's got top numbers on both.
And, an athlete's an athlete. You have a kid that can do that. You find a way to get him in the game as much as you can. I can remember, El Paso, they used to have an athlete, Tyrus Doctor, was one of the best athletes that ever came out of El Paso, and they would play him on both sides of special teams. They'd play him every down because you can't replace that kind of athleticism.
Looking at the Hobbs Eagle numbers this season, Colton Graham has thrown for 722 yards, average play about 13.4, and has thrown for 5 touchdowns so far. Already up through this 5 games, the Eagles at 3-2, just has 1 INT, so definitely stepping up. He's completing 58% of his passes. Hobbs averaging about 150 yards a ball game in the air. Running department, looking at that as well, a couple of guys stepping up, 2 of them over 200 yards, Colton Graham and Diego Baeza. Baeza leading with 271 yards, close to 7 yards a pop. He has 1 touchdown this season. Colton Graham right behind him at 257 on 53 carries. He's got 4 touchdowns, and he's averaging 4.8 a pop. So those 2 guys over the 200 mark. Of course, Gianni Royal is back this week. He did not play last week against Goddard. He has 184 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. And of course, a couple games back, he really was racking up the scores one after the other. Hobbs averaging 182 in the running game, so that's about 40 or so yards more than the passing department. A couple receivers to look at. Leading the board right now, Caden Trevino, 18 catches for 261 yards. Ethan Van Landingham, 11 catches for 145. Corbin Thompson still remains in third, but he's out for another game, and coaches told me that he will not play until probably around district time. So that's a sore loss for the Eagles. He definitely is a very good offensive player to help out the cause. So those are what your offensive numbers stack up with right now. In terms of the defensive side, Kenyon Singleton leading with 56 tackles for the season in those 5 games, and he's had 3 tackles for losses. You also look at Moore with 40 tackles so far this season. And then another couple of guys in there, too. We mentioned Argot earlier, 38 tackles on the year, and Hensley has 29. He also leads the team in hurries with 13, so he definitely is making those quarterbacks throw the ball a little bit quicker than they want to.
They are. I got a side note to this, just watching the teams come out on the field right now and watching Hobbs come out with their wonderful, wonderful black jerseys with the gold, carrying that New Mexico flag. I think that's a nice touch, for a game like this. And, it's going to be nice to see us representing the state against Texas.
So they got both a set of captains heading out there. Eagles will be wearing their black uniforms, gold numbers, and white uniforms for the friendship base team here, at least for tonight's game. Of course, we're talking about out of Wichita Falls Ryder High School. And they're going to get that coin toss going. We're going to take a break. Your Hobbs Eagles at 3-2 and Ryder at 4-0. We'll come back in 60 seconds live here on Cool 95.7 and YouTube, home of the Hobbs Eagles.
You're clear. 30, 15, 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Friendship High School, where the Wichita Fall Riders and your Hobbs Eagles are getting ready to lock horns. National anthem has hit the field. We'll be back in about another minute. You're listening to Hobbs Football on YouTube.com. How much time do we have left?
3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Wolford, Texas. Hobbs Eagle football live on Cool 95.7 and YouTube. Ty Friend along with Coach Brian Coltrane as the Hobbs Eagles getting ready to take on Rider High School, a team out of Wichita Falls, Texas. Again, playing here in Friendship High School tonight on a neutral site. How do they get this game together? Well, basically what happened is a former coach at Rider High School, it's now an associate athletic director at Lubbock Independent School District. Hobbs was trying to get another game out of their schedule earlier this year, back in the spring or so. Was asking Lubbock to see if they could get a team schedule. That didn't happen. And then the associate athletic director talked to the new Rider High School coach and said, hey, Hobbs is looking for a game, and that's how we got this one set up, Coach.
And that's kind of a neat way to start a tradition like this. And you know, if it's one of those games, it's a close game and both teams are competitive, I bet you they'll do it again.
And we're ready for the kickoff already. The Eagles will get the first reception back as they'll get ready to set up here with still nice sunny skies outside of Lubbock, Texas tonight. As we get ready for the kickoff for the Rider Raiders. I'm going to have to have a lot of fun with that one tonight, I guarantee. Kendall Grimes to kick off, end over end towards the far sideline. Ball will bounce at the 20, picked up at the 15 on the roll. Coming across the 20 on the left hash to the middle. 25, 30, and trying to hurdle one more and thrown forward for a couple extra on that one for the Eagles on the return. Diego Baeza, as he'll get it back to about the 31-yard line, a 16-yard return.
That's nice field position to start with, you know. It could have been a worse situation. They had him pinned there, but did a great job returning, find himself a little seam, give him some yards.
This Rider team plays in District 3-5A here in Texas. Abilene, Wiley, Canyon Randall, Lubbock Cooper, Plainview, and Wichita Falls High School.
That is a tough district.
Eagles will set up with trips right, receiver left. Shotgun Graham, he's going to send two receivers to the left side to make it trips over there now. Boy, that's a big shift. And waiting for that shotgun snap. Give it off to Baeza. No, he's going to throw it down the middle to the 45. Trevino spans to the 50. Nice fake up the gut that time. And he'll get about, let's see, looks like going to give him about 18 yards on that pass reception for Trevino.
And that was a design play. That was something that they probably saw on film. Saw those linebackers biting off that little fake right there and went into the seam where the linebackers vacated.
And we mentioned 400 yards in passing for last week with the Odessa High squad. This time they faked it to the right and go back to the left side. Baeza looked like he had the football, and instead it was Colton Graham with a nice shimmy move around the left end as he picks up another 4 for the Eagles.
And that was a nice little zone read play there. Graham realized that Baeza didn't have the seam, that the defensive lineman dropped down, so he kept it himself.
Eagles going with that hurry-up offense already at the 46 now of this Raiders program. As they get trips right, 2 to the left side, waiting for the shotgun. Graham, 3-step drop, stays back at the 45, steps up in the pocket, 50, 45, keeps it himself, and dives ahead to the 44. He had a man on his ankles that time, and I think he might have fallen forward for about 2 yards on the forward progress. So that's the second carry now for Graham for 6 yards. Eagles inching closer to that first down marker. Need to get about 4 to the 40-yard line on that left hash in Rider territory.
And, he stepped up into the pocket. At that point, if he would just stayed in the pocket, he'd had guys wide open, but he tried to run it himself, and linebackers were on him pretty quick.
Trips left, receivers right for the Eagles. And they're going to shift 2 receivers back to the right side. So kind of messing with the minds there of that secondary for the Rider defense. Graham takes a shotgun, 3-step drop behind the 50. He's going to fire it to the post route. Catch made at the 35-yard line. That will be enough for the first down plus. About an 8-yard reception for the Eagles and pulling that one down, Easton Kirkendall.
And I think with the first 2 passes that we've seen, we're pretty confident throwing the ball against this defense.
And already 2 first downs for the Eagles now at the Rider 35-yard line on the right hash. Still scoreless early here in the first quarter. Listening live on Cool 95.7 and YouTube. 1st and 10 now from the 35. Shotgun. Graham fakes it right, gives it left up the middle, and here we go with the spin for Baeza down to the 23-yard line and picks up another first down, make it 12.5 for Baeza.
Yeah, man, Baeza is just a beast. He found that little seam and nice little spin move, giving us some extra yards. Good job there for the Eagles offense.
Eagles already with 3 first downs now. They have a total of 18 on the ground in terms of rushing, 3 carries, 6 a pop, 2 receptions, a total of 26 yards, 13 a pop in the passing game. And again, they're just moving forward. Hurry up offense, checking the wristbands, and right back up to the line, Coach.
Yeah, going quickly, not giving Ryder a chance to adjust.
Twins left and right. Graham has got Baeza back with him on his left shoulder. Bring a man in motion. Trevino going right around the left end after the handoff to the 20. Breaks the tackle and is slumped ahead to the 15. Up close to another first down. Gets about 8.5 on that one coming out of that right slot position.
That was just a little jet sweep right there, but Trevino made something out of nothing. When he hit that corner, he was covered. They had him contained, but he made sure to get something out of it.
So a second down, a long 2 for the Eagles at the Rider 16-yard line, left hash. Knocking to the door early here in the first quarter. Graham back in shotgun, Twins left and right. He'll bring his backer in motion to the right side. Takes it himself on the tuck, up the middle to the 10, and dives ahead for a couple more at 8-yard line. And that will move the chains again for the final time on this drive. And wait, there's a fumble recovery at the last bit of the pile there as Ryder comes up with a football.
Yeah, that was a design draw, but when you got that last hit right at the end, the ball popped loose, and Ryder was the beneficiary.
So that was a 9-yard gain, but the fumble going to turn it over right back to Ryder to get their first series of the contest. And, boy, going so effective and efficient down the field, Coach, that's kind of a nail in the foot there.
Yeah, it is. It's not what you want to see. I mean, like we said, turnovers are worth 50 or 60 yards in a game where both offenses are strong.
And hopefully not points on top of that. 1st and 10 now for the Raiders at the 8-yard line. They'll send 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Their quarterback is Jack Pitts, a junior, 6 foot, 197. He'll go with the handoff, fakes the throw left, coming around the right into the 10, 15, 20, and down to the 23-yard line. That's Willis, and he'll get it up for the first down plus, as he'll pick up about 12 on that one.
And that is one really good-looking running back. Just watching that first play, oh, man, he is going to be a load to deal with tonight.
Yeah, he had 200 yards against Odessa on the ground last week in that very close win by 4. 1st and 10 now from the 24. Twins left and right. They're going to hand off again to Willis. Tries to pop outside, but he's brought down hard across the line of scrimmage. I think he got thrown ahead for about a yard or 2 gain on that one. Looks like they'll give him close to 3.
Great job keeping the contain. They got a first down on the first play, but you got a man down there. Is that Willis?
No, it wasn't Willis. I think he got up there, but it looks like it might be a shoulder issue or maybe holding a leg now, flat on the ground, and they're going to have to try to tend to him right into the line or 2 yards across the line of scrimmage. As it's one of the linemen there for this Rider squad. We'll take a quick break. Still scoreless after the first turnover. Rider football for their first possession. We'll come back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. 30, 15, 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Wolford, Texas. We had an injury timeout for Ryder going off the field. One of their linemen, Cameron Amador. Now a penalty before the snap here for Ryder High School. Ball start going to be a 5-yarder against the Raiders, their first of the ball game. And already Willis with 2 carries for 14 yards. That'll make it a 2nd down and 12 after the penalty now at the Raider 21-yard line. Still scoreless early first quarter. Twins left, receiver right. Shotgun to Pitts, 2-step drop, stays in the pocket. Throws the curl route to the 30, caught on the near sideline, and trying to cut back. And that will be about 2 yards shy. Trying to drag a few people with him that time for the Raiders was Reese Brantham. He'll get back a lot of that penalty yardage, first of all, and then some.
It brings down a very short 3rd down situation. Probably going to see a run here.
Brantham gets 13 on the play, 3rd down and short. And 1 yard they need. Shotgun. Quick slant route, pass to the 35, breaks a tackle, 40, 45, and down to the 48-yard line.
And that was just a little quick shot. As soon as the quarterback has it, he gets rid of it. Our safety playing about 13 yards deep, unable to get there and make that play.
Ryder now 2 for 2 in the passing game. That was 16 yards to Oliver, now 29 yards in passing, and the 3rd first down for this Raiders squad. 1st and 10 from their own 48. They have a slot on the left side. The defense well off on that one. They're going to go ahead and throw the flags. Keep the play going, though. And the fade route to the far sideline. A long throw down to the 15 goes out of bounds. And is there something different in the UIL in terms of stopping the plays on a false start or defensive offsides? Because they did not stop the play that time.
Defensive offsides, the play continues unless they've got a pass to the quarterback unabated.
That definitely is a difference from New Mexico rules. And it was obvious an offside penalty against the Eagles. So that will be a 5-yarder. And another chance for a play here for the Raiders. 1st down and 5 now from the Eagle 47-yard line, now in Hobbs territory. Shotgun to Pitts, 2-step drop. He's going to throw the high out route, but over the top of his intended receiver. Got up on the ladder the best he could. That was Caden Jones on the incompletion. He was right at the 1st down marker, well high above his head that time.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out who it is. Number 3 for Hobbs that was on coverage out there. My roster didn't have a 3 on it.
I believe that there was Nathan Cerceras out there, the cornerback, that was trying to help out on that play. But, again, that pass way overthrown. So 2nd down and 5 now from the 47. Got a slot right, single tailback. Fake the handoff to him, throw the quick hot route to the 40-yard line. The catch is made, will be enough for the 1st down, and make it 8 yards on the reception there to the near sideline. Is coming up with it was Oliver. His 2nd catch now for 24 yards total.
And we're playing way off that slot. We're playing about 13 yards off that slot, and all they have to do is put a little throw and catch out there, and he just got about 6-7 yards every time.
Ryder perfect 3 for 3 in the passing game. Their 4th first down. Ball at the 39 of the Eagles. Slot left, Twins right, receiver left. Go with the handoff around the right end. Slipping away is Willis. Comes up the middle now to the 30. Breaks a tackle outside 25 to the far right, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. He also slipped one more grasp at the 1-yard line. Nobody pulling that quick kid down. A 39-yard rush, all for Willis.
Wow, that is an athlete out there. That looked like one of those Eric Dickerson kind of runs. He just kept shimmying back and forth and had the breakaway speed. As soon as he turned the corner, there wasn't anybody that could really get a hand on him.
Well, Coach, too many missed tackles on that. A lot of hand grabbing on that one.
And he was real slippery. I mean, the way he went through there, had a lot of quick feet. You can tell that's a big-time running back.
As they went to PAT here, the kick coming from Kendall Grimes. He's got some size, too. 6'4", fumbled on the snap. Ball's loose, gets kicked forward towards the goal line into the end zone. Eagles could return this, right? And they just touch it down.
They could have returned it, but back in the end zone at that point, you might as well just down it.
Yeah, a couple of guys trying to get back there to get a hold of it for the Eagles. That included Blake Hensley near the back line of the end zone. The ball got kicked forward. And then also getting back there was Jordan Chisholm. And I'm not quite so sure there that was an illegal batting, because I don't think the offense, if that comes off somebody's foot and goes forward, you can't give them an opportunity to go to get it in the end zone for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, but they didn't get it. I mean, if they would have gotten it, they probably would have pulled it back.
So PAT is no good, but the first score on the board for Ryder, they lead 6-0 over your Hobbs Eagles. We'll take a 30-second break and come back live on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.
You're clear. Ten. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
First score on the board for Ryder, leading 6-0 over Hobbs. And, Coach, of course, the Eagles with that fumble going into the red zone against Ryder cost the ball back over to Ryder. They go up with their first possession and score. They had a total 39-yard run for Willis for the touchdown. He also had 2 other runs, 14 total, so 53 yards on the ground for him. 24 yards of receptions for Oliver and a 13-yard reception for Frampton. So, again, a little balance going on with this offense.
Yeah, very potent offense, to speak wisely of them.
And the kickoff now from Kendall Grimes, a short one, bounces to the 30, scooped up by the Eagles to the 35, and that's about all they're going to get on that one is a little short kick there. As good coverage for Hobbs, at least, to get a hand on the football and not let it get through. Ethan Van Landingham, the quality receiver there, coming down with it. Eagles will have it at their own 33-yard line on the last spot. And, of course, did a great job on their first series moving down the field. A handful of first downs. They had 3 of them, and were doing a good job of running the football. 35 yards and 26 in the air, but, of course, the fumble cost him.
Yeah, turnovers will do that to you. At this point, we really do need to respond. I mean, obvious that the Wichita team has got a great offensive set. We're going to have to go into a super mode here and try to find some way to put it in the end zone, or they're going to try to get away from us real quick.
First and 10 from the 33. Going to go at the out route of the near sideline, and the receiver for the Eagles got caught between 2 defenders, Caden Trevino, kind of like an Oreo that time as he went in between Xavier Banks and Judah Perez on this near right sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. We should mention, too, Coach, I only see 12 subs on the sideline for the Eagles on this near sideline here. 12 guys in uniform right now.
Yeah, that's because you're not looking down
Oh,
here where they're meeting.
they're at the bench. You got it. They're tucked into, my bad, right up next to the stadium there. I couldn't even see. I was like, boy, that's a short number. Eagles will go at the rollout to the left side. They're going to get dropped in the backfield as they gave it off to Trevino, and he gets showered over quickly as he's going to lose 5 back behind the 30.
That makes it a 3rd and about 14 situation. It's going to be a difficult one.
You start to hope that there wasn't a deflation from that first series. Hobbs tasting touchdown, unfortunately giving the ball up, and now kind of getting a little bit stale on this second series. 3rd down and 13 for the Eagles at their own 29-yard line, trailing 6-0 here in the first. Twins left to right in the receiving core. Shotgun. Graham going to roll right. He's got flood routes coming to the near side. He's going to tuck it up the right hash, diving ahead across the 30 and to the 31-yard line. As he only end up picking up 2 on that play, but that's going to be a 3 and out.
Yeah, it is. We're going to be forced to punt here. And, I've been looking up Anquan Willis while we were talking, and Willis, that running back's already received several D1 offers this year, and he's just a junior. And it looks like he's one of those athletes everybody wants to have at the next level.
Now, they claim he's 6'1", 209. Doesn't look that big from up here in the press box, but that's where they got him down on the roster at this point. So it will be a punt situation for the Eagles as Cern will be the man to kick. By the way, Baeza is out tonight as the kicker. And the kick from Cerna from the 26-yard line. It's going to bounce at the 50 and roll for the Hobbs Eagles. Further than that, back to the 44-yard line. Still some good field position, though, for Ryder after the first Eagle punt. And that will be Ryder's second possession they're going to be coming up on here. And Hobbs Eagle defense definitely like to try to get the ball back sooner than later. Don't want to have a chance for Ryder to move down with their potent offense, both passing and rushing so far this season.
I haven't seen anything really thrown deep by Ryder. I would love to see us come up and make some pressure on the outside receivers, take away the short routes, and see if we can flood the box a little bit and stop that run.
Ryder will be on the left hash at their own 44-yard line, leading 6-0 here in the first. Trends to the right side. Slot left, single setback, tailback on the right shoulder. Back to pass his pitch, 2-step drop. He's going to go with the fade down the far right sideline. Overthrows his receiver, well past Tobias Oliver on that far sideline. He got about a yard behind the Eagle defender out there on that far side. That was Nathan Cerceres, but the ball overthrown, and that's happened a few times with Ryder and Pitts.
Yeah, I think they may come right back to something like that again.
Hurry up offense, 2nd down and 10 from the 44. Rolling right is Pitts out of the shotgun. Throws the high out route and jumping up high for the catch with the fingertip control. 11-yard reception on that far sideline. They went right back to the guy. That was Oliver, as he'll get 11 and moves the chains, his 3rd catch now for 35 yards.
And we are playing way off these receivers. I think we're really worried about their speed.
4 for 4 in the passing game. Shotgun, back to pass again. Another out route. Caught at the first down marker. Getting away from the tackle. Caden Jones at the far sideline. 30, 25, 20, 15. And he goes out at the 14-yard line. So that one's going to be for, 31 yards for Caden Jones.
I can see why we're playing very far off these guys. They are quick. When they get that ball, you see explosiveness coming from their feet.
5 for 5 in the passing game now as they pick up their 6th first down and have a total of 79 yards in the air on 5 receptions. They'll be at the Eagle 15-yard line. Shotgun to Pitts. There's a quick shot to the far sideline. And coming up with the catch and going down quickly, though, was Frantum. Eagles over there to go for the low blow, taking his legs out after the catch made. Nice defensive play there to put him down. It was Nathan Cerceres getting that first initial hit. That's going to be a gain of 3, make it 4 yards on that far side.
That was well played there by the Hobbs defense. Aldo Argot got out there and helped wrap him up as well.
2nd down and 7 now for the Raiders at the Eagle 13-yard line. Shotgun Pitts going to hand it off to around the right end, and there's Willis trying to step outside, gets through a couple more defenders, gets low on the ground and slips underneath them. He gets the first down and then some. Looks like it'll be 10 yards for Willis as he was knocking at the door to score on that play.
And that guy just will not go down.
So Willis with 9 on that one. He's got 62 yards on 4 carries now. 1st and goal. That's the 6th or 7th first down now from the 2.5. Hand off to Willis as he angles right and goes up straight up across the goal line. Nobody even bumps him as he gets across for 6.
Yeah, this guy is going to be a thorn in our side all night long. He was the Texas Radio Network Player of the Week last week with over 200 yards rushing against Odessa High, and this kid is the real deal.
He had 2 short touchdowns against Odessa, 7 and 4 yards. Tonight it's 39 and now a 2-yarder as they're going to go for 2 to try to make up for that missed PAT. Shotgun, give to Willis, stepping out, sprinting at the 5, spins again, and tries to back it in, but he's going to go down at the 2-yard line for a no good on the PAT. So that's one area. Ryder 0 for 2 now, missed a kick PAT, bobbled snap, and that one kind of a slow starter, and that didn't go through either.
Well, I would certainly rather take the 12 points and 2 missed extra points than nothing on the board so far. Their offense is just amazing to watch. I mean, that is a true balanced offense. You don't know whether they're going to throw it or run it. They do both well. It's going to be very difficult to defend them with that kind of speed. This is a real good Texas team.
And the clock already down to 3:30 left, first quarter, 12-0. Ryder over Hobbs. We'll take a 30-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $15. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Eagles down 12-0 here in the first quarter. 3:30 remaining here as we are playing in Wolford, Texas tonight. Home of Friendship High School, neutral site for Ryder and Hobbs. First time these two teams have met, and first time that this Ryder team has ever played a team out of New Mexico. They played about 10 or 12 games against Oklahoma squads. And now getting to kick off, Kendall Grimes going to send a high one end over end to the far sideline. Bounces at the 26 high in the air and been brought back by the Eagles. And getting wrapped up quickly is Baeza. And he is drugged back hard for about 4 yards behind where he caught the ball around the 25. And great coverage there for Ryder to put him down to the turf.
Yeah, this is the point where the Hobbs offense is going to need to get something going. I'd like to come back to see a few more passes out of us. I thought our passing game looked really good that first series. I'd love to see us come back with some of those short passes across the middle.
They're going to have it at the 25-yard line. The Eagles will for their Third series of the ball game with 3:25 left first quarter, down by 12. Twins left and right. Shotgun Graham, a low one. He'll stay flat-footed, throws it far to the left side and makes a connection. Quick spin around for the Eagles, and that will be a 4 to 5 yard pickup, depending on where they say the knee went down that time. That's coming up with the catch for the Eagles, Ethan Van Landingham. They will give him 5 on that one. So Van Landingham will pick up his first catch of the ball game. Quickly back up to the line of scrimmage go the Eagles. Second down and 5 from the 30. Shotgun to Graham by himself. Throws the screen pass back to Baez on the 25. 30 near side. 35. Spins and drug down to the 37-yard line. That'll be another 7 for the Eagles as they continue to move the football.
Well-designed play there, getting Baez out in open space and just letting his feet do the work.
Eagles now 4 of 5 in the passing game for 38 yards. And that'll be the 4th first down for the Eagles. They'll be at their own 37-yard line. Clock to 2:40 left here in the first. 12-0 Rider. Pair of receivers left and right. Shotgun to Graham. Throws the out route and trying to come spinning around quickly. Close to a PI that time. Might have had some hands on the back. Easton Kirkendall spun around and looked like he might have got jabbed from behind right before the ball got there by Kendrick Marks, the corner.
Sure. I really think that was a good play. The defensive back got there a little bit early, but he was all over the receiver before the ball got there. Should have been a flag.
Second down and 10 now for the Eagles at their own 36. Shotgun. Fake the handoff around the left end. Go to the right for Baeza. Zigzags. And is brought down close to the 40-yard line. Should be a 3-yard pickup for Baeza. His second carry for 15 total. Hobbs going to have a third and long situation now. Looks like they need 6 to get to the 48-yard line to pick up another first.
They grow them pretty big up there in North Texas. Baeza got redirected when he got hit on that one. Changed his direction, and Baeza was going full speed.
Third down now and a long 5.5. They'll be at their own 41-yard line. Shotgun back to Graham. Pump fakes. He's going to throw the out route. Nice back pedal to make the catch at the 40-yard line, and that will move the chains for the Eagles. Going to be about 20 yards on the reception for Caden Trevino.
And that was beautiful throw there by Graham. He threaded the needle between 3 defenders. Great job just finding the only place that he could put it for Trevino to make the play.
Trevino now 2 catches for 38, 5 first downs for the Eagles after that play. They're now at the 40-yard line of the Raiders on the right hash. Hobbs will send 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun for Graham has Baeza back with him on the right shoulder. We got a bunch of guys jumping the line for the Raiders. It looked like the Eagles pretty solid on the front O there.
Yeah, both judges on the opposite sides are both making the same signal. This is going to go against Ryder.
Second penalty for 5. They have 10 penalty yardage, 10 yards in penalties so far. They'll move it up now to the 35-yard line, bring up a first down and 5. And again, Eagles consistent on their offense, Coach. Just hold on to the football on this drive.
You know what? You just went on 2 and they jumped. Why not do it again?
Hobbs back up to the line, trips left, receiver right. Graham waiting for that shotgun. He's going to do a reverse, flips it left, comes around the right end, comes Trevino, 30, and flipped up in the air with a spin. He's brought down at the 27. He'll get the first down. They'll give him 8. And the markers will move once again for the Eagles. So Trevino now with 3 carries for 11 yards.
Nice little counter play there. Pulling the guard off the opposite side to kick the defensive end on the near side. Gave a nice little seam for Trevino to get into.
Hobbs will move it up to the 27-yard line on the hurry-up offense. Trips left, receiver right. Graham in the backfield with Baeza. Takes a good snap. Goes the screen over the left side. Behind it, that's going to be a fumble. Baeza's going to pick it up and smartly comes down with it. Since it was thrown behind, they can roll that a fumble, and it was. Luckily, he does recover. He had 3 guys on his back. If he wouldn't have come down with it, they definitely would have gone for a touchdown to the other end, so he saves that. 6 points, but that's going to be a loss of 8 on the play.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You're driving the ball. You're doing a real good job moving all the way up the field, and you have a play like that, and now it's 2nd and 19.
Yeah, we're noticing that one mistake on drives is costing them big, and still a couple of downs to deal with, though, for the Eagles. They'll be having it at the 35 of the Raiders. On the left hash, Twins right, receiver left. Colton Graham waiting for the shotgun. Gives to Baeza, a little shimmy move up the middle. Tries to drag a defender with him across the 35-yard line. As he'll get about 2 on that one.
And that was a very conservative play for the situation here. I think they just knew that Ryder was going to bring all the dogs on the play, and they were just kind of hoping to kind of get Baeza by him before they actually got into the backfield and maybe get a big run out of there.
Still 3rd and very long for the Eagles. They'll have 3rd and 17 now from the Ryder 35-yard line. Clock is down to 20 seconds. Shotgun, Graham, 4-step drop. Throws it in the left flat, caught by Baez at the 40, gets wrapped up at the knees and dropped at the 40-yard line. He'll lose 5. Looked like he was going to break outside for just a second, but a nice tackle maneuver there. Get right around the knees to pull him down hard for the I knew I was going to say Red Raiders one time tonight. Rider Raiders. That was Logan Rex, the linebacker, for the stop on that one.
4th down. It looks like the time's going to expire on the quarter. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Your score, Rider 12, Hobbs nothing. You're listening to the Hobbs Sports Network.
You're clear.
60, please.
Okay. $30. $10. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
4th down situation for your Hobbs Eagles. As they are down 12-0 to the school out of Wichita Falls, Rider High School. And it's going to be a 4th down and 17 for Hobbs. And they look like they're going to go for it here. They're in Rider territory at the 39-yard line on the left hash. Graham will be back with Baez. They both look to the sideline for any change on the play call here. Twins right. Couple receivers left as well. Probably a passing situation. 3-step drop for Graham. Flushed out of the pocket. Rolling right. Pump fake. Throws it on the run on the out route. Diving catch by Trevino. But he's going to be well short by about 2 yards. And he flipped back on his back. Tried to reach back to see if he could get the first down with just the placement of the football. But he'll come up with 15. He needed 17.
Yeah, it was a well-designed play. If he could have hit Trevino on the run, there might have been a chance that he could have broke a tackle and got across the line. But when you have those situations where it's 4th and forever, you get as much as you can and just hope something good happens.
Yeah, Trevino's had all double-digit catches so far for a total of 53 yards on 3. So definitely a great job of keeping those hands on the football. But I will turn over on downs. Hobbs has punted and turned over once and a fumble as well. Rider will have it at their own 20, their worst field position of the ball game. Twins right, receiver left, a double slot look left side as well. And they give the handoff over on the reverse left to right, cutting up the middle across the 20 and going down quickly after a 2-yard pickup for the Rider squad. And coming up with the ball that time, Tyrone Morgan.
A little jet sweep there, contained very well by the Hobbs defense, only got 2 yards out of it.
So Morgan going to extend a little bit more, maybe 3 on that one. But, actually 2.5. We'll just stick with the 2 there. 2nd down and 8 now from the 22-yard line. Twins left, one receiver near side. They do a little double hand push pitch over the left side. Trying to head out to the far left sideline for the Riders is Karen Shaw, and he's going to pick up another 3.
Force a 3rd down here. At this point, if we can get a stop, maybe force a punt.
So 3rd and about 1 for, actually that was number 10. There is no number 10 on their roster, so we'll just have to give that to the team here. Going the handoff up the middle. Bounce around number 10 again to the left side. Gets across the 30. Breaks a tackle. Taking a pile with him to the far sideline. And is knocked to the ground finally, but gets the first down.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and give him all the forward motion there. He got all the way up to about the 33 before being driven back, so that's the first down.
So about 3 yards pickup for him. 2nd carry for 8. And we'll try to check a name on that guy, number 10. First down for the Riders. They're 8th in the ball game from the 31. Back to passes Pitts out of a 2-step drop. Fade route to the near sideline over the shoulder, and it bounces off both the defender and the receiver. That was intended for Reese Frantum, and a nice job of getting in there and kind of pushing on the football a little bit was Marcus Palma, the cornerback for the Eagles.
I tell you what, for just a brief moment, Ryder had a step on him, but he closed it down, got there, made the play. Good job there for the Hobbs defense.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 now from the 32. Shotgun. Pitts with the Handoff with a little draw action is diving across the 35-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play, and mostly by the football getting to that 2 yards was Morgan as he stretches it out. Looks like they're going to give it to him, too. It looked like his knee went down about a yard behind the 35, and they say it's at the 35.
Jesus Maganda there on the tackle, and he did that while getting plowed to the ground. He kind of reached out with one arm and tripped up the back.
Never give up. One receiver left, 2 to the right side. Pitts underneath the center, then backs up to shotgun. Has a man on his right shoulder in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, steps back with a 2-stepper. Down the middle on the post route, hits the turf right in front of Oliver at the 40 of the Eagles, going from right to left. And he kind of got into a seam between the defenders, but that ball was way past him before he even had a chance to turn back and look for it.
Hobbs' defense settled in and forced a punt there. They're going to get the ball back, only trailing 12.
Yeah, this would be the first punt of the game for Ryder. We got 10 minutes remaining here in the second, and Ryder up 12-0 in the contest. Going back deep for the Eagles, Ethan Van Landingham at the 30. Low snap, kick is from the 25-yard line, a high one towards the far sideline. Catch will be made on the fair catch at the 31. Kind of in dangerous traffic that time. The man with the ball for Hobbs, Hector Armendariz, and he had 2 white jerseys, kind of had him on both angles, and luckily he had a good got his chest underneath that football and made the contact with it.
And smartly called for the fair catch.
Right.
You know, had he tried to run that back, he'd have paid for it dearly.
So Hobbs had some pretty decent field position now at the 34-yard line, but they trailed 12-0. The scoring coming from Ryder in the first quarter. Willis, a 39-yard run for a TD and then a 2-yard run, but they missed both PATs, one a kicking and one a 2-point conversion attempt. Going to put the ball at the 33-yard line for the Eagles. Twins left and right. Graham in the backfield. He's going to shift over one. Trevino to the left side to make it a trips. Takes a long snap count here. Back to pass. 2-step drop. Fires the out route. It's a short throw. Diving INT attempt at the 35. They're going to say it hit the turf or not. Waiting to see the signal. Nope, they're going to say it hit the ground first. And, boy, just waiting for it. About a 2-yard a chance for an INT. Could have been a pick six even. Logan Rex, the linebacker, read that perfectly. Ball was well thrown behind the receiver on the far side.
Yeah, I got tipped at the line of scrimmage, and the ball just kind of died like a dove being shot out of the air.
Second down and 10 now from the 33 for the Eagles. They'll send 3 receivers left, 2 to the right side. Graham by himself in the backfield. Brings Trevino in motion right to left, gets the handoff, coming around the left end of the 30, but that's all he's going to get. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Looks like he'll lose 3 yards on that one. Didn't get the kind of the bubble that you wanted to see around the end. Kind of try to cut it off short, and the defensive end there quickly to wrap him up.
Yeah, he was getting blocked on the outside by one of the Hobbs receivers, and he saw the Trevino coming outside on the little sweep there, and he just shoved off the block and made the play.
They're going to say he only lost 2 on that one due to forward progress, so mark it at the 31-yard line. 3rd and 12 for the Eagles. On the left hash, Graham's going to send 2 receivers left to right. This is the first game that we've seen this mass movement of their receiving core from one side to the other, at least more than one. Back to pass, 3-step drop for Graham up in the pocket. He's going to tuck and go, 35, and that's where he's going to put down on 2 knees. Tried to slide, but he had to go down before that before he get his feet extended, and that will get him about 3 on that carry.
That's another time where he's tucked and ran. He actually had a bit of protection. If he steps up into the pocket instead of just bolting and going, he could probably get a throw off and find a receiver.
Now facing a 4th down and 8 for the Eagles at their own 35-yard line. Trailing 12-0. In punt situation here, back deep for the Riders is Tyrone Morgan. And waiting for that snap is Cerna. They put a man in motion left to right. That was Evan Ortega. Bad snap over his head. Going back for it is Cerna at the 10. He's got the running out to the near side. 20. He gets up in it and set high in the air on a hurdle. His knees got flipped over the top of his head. Able to get back to the 20-yard line, but that ain't going to be what they need because that gives it back to Ryder after a fumbled snap on the punt with definite chance to score again, leading 12-0.
Yeah, that's really nothing more than a turnover on downs. It's probably a 50-yard switch there. You'd have a 30-yard punt, and you went 20 yards backwards. That's 50 yards.
So that's going to give it back to Ryder at the Hobbs Eagle 19-yard line. And one single mistake in each series definitely hurting Hobbs deadly here. Down 2 scores and not hoping to make it not 3 with Ryder knocking at the door. 8:14 remaining, 12-0. The Raiders in front of the Eagles. Pairs of receivers, 2 on each side. Waiting for the shotgun is Pitts. Going to bring one man in motion. Fake it, or no, they give it to him. They hand off and a flip back for the throw down the field and going to the goal line with a dive over near the pylon. And we're going to wait to see whether we got the score or not. They got a touchdown signal here as coming across the goal line, Tyrone Morgan. So they flip it over to the left side, pitch it back, and I believe that was Pitts that unloaded the football down to Morgan for the score. That'll be 21 yards on the TD.
And just like that, boy, this game's getting out of hand in a hurry. You got to bear in mind, and I said this before the game, that this is a very, very good Texas team. And this is a team with multiple D1 prospects on it, a lot of kids getting college looks, and this is the real deal.
As 2 teams in a row, the Eagles have played. They've been undefeated. It was Goddard last week 3-0, and this team 4-0. Kick is up and good for the Riders, as putting it through was Kendall Grimes. Their first PAT they converted here in the first half. 8:04 left here in the second quarter. Rider 19, your Hobbs Eagles nothing. We'll come back in 60 seconds on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.
You're clear. $30. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back live. The Hobbs Eagles on the return, coming across the 35-yard line and getting slammed hard. Ethan Van Landingham, but good field position for the Eagles. And they have a late flag coming out at the end of the play. It was a dead ball foul at the 37. Wait to see maybe a face mask against this Rider squad. Again, they lead 19-0 after scoring on a 21-yard pass, little flicker action to Morgan. Still waiting to see the official signal here.
And this is one of those times where you just take your squad, start talking, hey, let's just do what we do. Do what we do. Don't start thinking about the opponent. Don't start thinking about the scoreboard. Just go out there and run the plays we're supposed to do and not get too excited, not to get too high or too low. Just get out there and do your job.
That was a personal foul face mask against Rider for 15 yards. Last week against Odessa, Rider had 14 penalties for 154 yards. 7 of those were personal fouls. They still won that ball game, Coach, but that's a discipline issue. Coach talked about it from them last week, but right there, a big one. First down and 10 for the Eagles at the 48 of Rider. Go with the handoff on the middle and trying to shimmy around the left side and get dropped at the left hash mark. About a 2-yard pickup for the Eagles, and that is Baeza, as he'll get down to the 46.5-yard line.
And, you know, the Hobbs line just kept their feet moving. They tried to plow forward. He was hit at the line of scrimmage, didn't go down, gave us 2 yards that could have very easily been 0.
Baeza with 5 carries for 11 yards now. Second down and 8 from the 46 of the Rider Raiders. Try to say that one fast, Coach. 7:25 left, second quarter. Again, 19-0. Twins right and left for the Eagles. In the backfield, Colton Graham waiting for the shotgun. He'll step back 3 toward the 45, fires the out route, a high one, getting up on the ladder, and a nice back pedal for the catch with a fingertip control. Going out of bounds, Ethan Van Landingham.
Van Landingham did a great job of getting his paws on it. He was bobbling it just a little bit, but made sure he come down with it with both hands on it, got both toes in, and that's a nice little throw and catch.
Second catch for him, total of 12 yards. Third down and 2 now for the Eagles. They'll have it at the Rider 40-yard line on the left hash. Clock to 6:48 and ticking here in the second quarter. Twins right and a pair left for the Eagles on the receiving core. Graham waiting for that shotgun. Eagles going to pass again on the 3-step drop. Dancing around. Now heading right is Graham to the 40-yard line. Tucks it goes and is straddled from behind. Gets the first down. He knew where that first down marker was, and he'll pick up 4 on that far sideline.
Nice to see us going ahead and moving the chains again. Now we're back in their territory, and we've done a good job of getting to this point. Now we got to find a way to put it in without turning the ball over.
6 carries for 24 yards for Graham. His 4 a pop is what he's been getting up to this point. 7 first downs now for the Eagles at the Raiders' 36-yard line. Back up to the line of scrimmage. No huddle on that one. Trips left, receiver right. Graham back with Baeza in the backfield. Gives the fake handoff, dump it in the screen on the left side to Trevino. Gets a nice block from his receiver on that side. Cuts up toward the middle to the 30. Kind of tripped up on himself and went down. Kind of pounded the field turf after that. He would like to have that footing back a little bit. They'll give him 5 on that one.
That's Trevino just trying to make a play. He knows that he has to take his game to a higher level against a team of this caliber. And so he's trying to get out there and do everything he can. And you just see a lot of heart from this kid.
58 yards and receptions on 4 total catches now for Trevino at the 31-yard line. Second down and 5 for the Eagles. We trail 19-0. Trips right, receiver left, man in motion. Go with the reverse, the handoff to Van Landingham. Tries to cut it back on the right hash, going from left to right, and gets ahead for about 3 more yards, make it 4. Are they going to give him enough for the first down? Yes, they're giving him 5. So move the chains again. Van Landingham on his first carry of the ball game.
And we've shown that when we get into our rhythm like this, we move the ball well. And we're handling, the other team's offense and defense just fine. We just have to finish the drives.
Eagles with 8 first downs. Now at the Ryder Knight, make it the 24-yard line. Trips left, receiver right, shotgun Graham with a reverse again. Trevino left to right around the end of the 20, far sideline, 15, and tries to hurdle over the top, going backward that time. A high jump look as he'll get 11, and he'll move the chains another time back to back.
Trevino is sacrificing his body, trying to get every yard he can. I'm just so impressed with this young man and the effort he's given today.
5 carries for 20 yards now for Trevino. 9 first downs for the Eagles. Knocking at the door now at the 13-yard line. They can still get a first down at the 3. Trips left, receiver right. Graham again on that shotgun. 2-step drop back to the 20. There's a high out route towards the far sideline at the 7. We'll see if the 1 foot got down for Hobbs on that one. It's very close, and we're waiting to see the signal from the official. That'll be Kirkendall that pulls it down for the Eagles. Good control on those hands. They're going to say his foot was out.
And actually, the ball popped out as he was bobbling and hit the sidelines. It ended up all the way over in the track. It didn't quite get his hands on it. He tried to pull it in, and just for a brief moment, it looked like he had it, and then it kind of squirted out.
Yeah, I think the footing would have been very close regardless. Second down and 10 now for the Eagles, again at the 13 of Ryder. Split formation backfield, Twins left, receiver right. Do a little cross action around the right end, goes Baeza to the 10, 5, trying to get to that first down marker. He'll be short by about a yard as he gets pummeled at the last second on that far sideline. Almost a helmet contact, it appeared over there, as going toe-to-toe with him, Caden Jones. That will be a 9-yard pickup, though, for Baeza.
And you're really seeing these Hobbs players trying to give this little extra effort. It's an effort that we hadn't seen from them all year. I mean, they've been playing hard, and they've been playing, to their heart out, really. But you're just seeing this little extra burst that they haven't had. They're really trying hard to stay in this game.
6 carries for 20 yards for Baeza. Clock down to 4:33 remaining here in the second. Score is 19-0. Handoff up the gut. Eagles trying to plow ahead for the touchdown. That would be close to about the 1-yard line. It looks like a 1-yard or a 4-yard pickup for Hobbs. Going straight ahead is Baeza.
We will get another first down here, so now we got 4 downs to punch it in.
So Baeza picks up 4 on that one. It'll be the 10th first down. Eagles down 19-0, but boy, 10 first downs. Definitely being efficient on the offense. Receiver split wide, left and right. Give it to Baeza, tries to cut it outside right, and he'll be thrown down behind the line of scrimmage by about a yard that time, as he continues to go to that same right side and didn't pull much on that one. So second down and goal from the 4. Eagles take a little bit of time to look to the sideline to get the correct play calls. Hobbs cannot get out of this series without a score, Coach.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the ball all the way down to the 3-yard line. You got 4 downs to get it in. We got to find some way to find pay dirt.
Back up to the line go the Eagles. Second down and goal from the 4. Twins right, stacked look, single receiver left. Split formation backfield to bring a man in motion. That's Trevino from right to left. Back to passes Graham. He looks left corner. Now he's going to go back to the middle. He's going to tuck it under his arm, run to the near side, throws it the last second, up for grabs in the left corner of the end zone, and overthrows his receiver. Got his foot kind of tangled up on that back line, too. Looked like for just a second Trevino might have turned the ankle, but he gave a lot of effort to try to get out there. He was open in the corner, but the ball way over the top of his head.
Yeah, and whoever it was intended receivers. That was Trevino.
It was
He's kind of
Trevino,
limping
yes.
back over to the the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, sometimes that front cleat of your the shoe there could get caught in that turf and then kind of flip your foot up. It looks like that's what happened near the back of the end zone, and He was just trying to get away from his defender to be open, and unfortunately that well overthrown. 3rd and goal now from the 4-yard line. Pair of receivers left, one to the right side with the split backs in the backfield, and between them is Graham. Taking that shotgun snap, give it to Baeza. No, fake it, option left instead, and trying to stretch it out to the left side instead of the right was Trevino, but he's going to go down in the backfield for a couple-yard loss.
Yeah, that's just a little quick pitch option coming to the outside, and unfortunately, Ryder was all over that.
And it's -3 on that one. We should mention, too, we did said this in the pregame show, Baeza is out this game, so if Hobbs want to go with the field goal, they'll have a new guy in there tonight to kick. Looks like they're just going to go for it here on a 4th down and short. Everybody has their eyes looking on the sideline to Coach Stevens to see what the play call is going to be. We got 2:50 and counting here in the second. And Coach, I don't think they're real urgent to get this play out because they don't want to give any time to Ryder in case they don't score here.
Yeah, at this point, not really worried about the time so much, but we need the points for sure.
Timeout is called, though, for Coach Stevens, and we'll take a break as well. Ryder still leading 19-0 with 2:40 left, second quarter. Eagles have a 4th and goal from the 4 heading into the end zone. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $15. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Peoples Bank Stadium here in Wolford, Texas, in the Lone Star State. Ty friend, Coach Brian Coltrane, as the Eagles trail 19-0. What's the play call for Coach Stevens and the Eagles with a 4th and goal from the 4, Coach?
At this point, I would make it look like that I'm running that little pitch counter that they ran, where your quarterback's coming to the right side and the guy's coming underneath for the pitch. Fake that pitch, let the quarterback take it to the back side of the end zone.
We'll see if that comes to fruition here as the Eagles get back out of their timeout. They're going to get that split formation backfield. A couple of running backs. In between them is Graham. Twins right, receiver left. Back to pass, 3-step drop. He'll throw it deep into the right corner of the end zone and try to jump up backward to make the catch off the fingertips of the Hobbs Eagle receiver on the far sideline of the end zone on the right side, and could not come up with it. Appear that to be Trevino. He's coming up limping again. I think he got his knee rammed down to the field turf that time.
Yeah, he took a pretty hard hit on the turf, but his back, he laid out completely for it, and he didn't protect himself coming down, and I think he probably landed right flat on that back.
Yeah, he is kind of trying to jog it off. It might be a leg injury, though. I believe he might have got something bowed up there as he's trying to either jog or walk it off there as he comes back to the sideline. But it'll be a turnover on downs for the Eagles, 3rd time that's happened in this first half, and Ryder has it at their own 6-yard line. They lead 19-0. Twins left, receiver right. Pitts back to pass on the 3-step. Little quick slant, caught at the 5, 10, and down to the 15-yard line. 7-yard pickup. Then a big pushback for the Eagles. Wait to see who's going to come out of the pile on this one. I thought it might have been a fumble for a second, but just a big surge at the last second. They have to try to get everybody unraveled here as they got people all on top of each other as they finally get that taken care of.
And the clock was rolling the entire time.
Catch by Morgan. That's going to be a 7-yard pickup. 2nd down and 2. They're going to hand it off up the gut, angle right, and down to the 18-yard line. They needed to get to about the 17. Should be enough for the first down. It is a 3-yard pickup on that one. And the ball carrier that time for Ryder was Evan Rios getting his first carry.
The chains moved for them, stopped the clock briefly.
So that'll be 9 first downs for the Raiders. 1st and 10 down from their 18. Shotgun, Pitts, 2-step drop. Curl route, caught at the 25 to the 30 and the 31-yard line. That will be a first down, 12-yard pickup that time. And getting the near sideline near this, I think he might even got out of bounds. Not sure why they're doing that, though. Reese Frantum comes up with the catch. That's his 3rd for 29 yards.
Clock's still moving here.
That's the 10th first down for Ryder. Back to pass again. Rolling left is Pitts. Back at the 25. Lets it loose to the out route to the far sideline left. Right at the first down marker to backpedal for a few more. And that'll be another 12 to 13 yards, depending on the spot.
We are playing way off of them. We're respecting that speed. Thing is, they're throwing it underneath and just gashing us.
That was a 12-yarder for an 11th first down. Riders starting to really pick apart the Eagles here late in the second. We're down to 125. 1st and 10 now from the 44-yard line. Quick shot, a hot route to the far sideline. Was that a backward pass? If it was, that'll be a fumble. Came off the hands of Caden Jones in front of the Rider bench on the far side, but they're going to say it was forward on the pass, so it will be incomplete. Bring up a 2nd down and 10, kind of stop the quickness here of Rider. They're back up the line, though, not going to waste much time. 2nd and 10 from the 44. Twins left and right, back to pass. Pitts on a 3-step. Goes at the blooper route over the near side, caught at the 45 and trying to spin, but getting put down. Inbounds, though, a 1-yard pickup for Willis.
And we did a good job containing Willis there. He had a lot of open field, but between Palma and Armandatis, they wrapped him up pretty quickly.
They're going to go ahead and give him forward progress, a 2-yard pickup for Willis. Now the ball at the 44-yard line. Clock down to under 1 minute now, 55 seconds and ticking. No urgency right here for Rider, up 19-0 late in the second. Trips left, receiver right. Pitts in the backfield with one tailback. Fakes the handoff, 2-step drop. Curl route, caught at the 40, extended curl. That's going to get plenty for the 1st down and 14 total on that far sideline to move the chains again.
Just a little pitch and catch and, no pressure on the quarterback there. We're back behind the zone, just trying to prevent them from going all the way.
That was Oliver's 4th catch of the ball game. He's got 49 yards, 12 first down for Rider. I think this might be coming back. Everybody's moving backward here. The Whitecap back at the 45. Finally saw the flag on the hash mark there. Not sure what this call is going to be. More than likely a hold, and that near the line of scrimmage. So we're going to be erasing this play pretty quickly. Still wait for the signal from the Whitecap. They're not using their microphones here tonight. So 10-yard penalty against Rider for the hold. I'm just going to guess on that one. That'll be erasing Oliver's 14-yard play. And the 1st down goes down back to 11 instead of 12. 3rd down and 20 now for Rider. Actually, it's about 18. Shotgun, back to pass. Pitts with a 2-stepper. He dumps it in the right flat, caught off the 35, up the sideline near side to the 40, out of bounds at the 42. It'll be an 8-yard pickup. As rolling to the near side to make the catch, Reese Frantum. His 4th catch for a total of 37 yards.
Hobbs defense, though, playing way off of them. They're already at their own 44 playing defense in that zone.
4th down and 12 for the Raiders at their own 41.5-yard line. A timeout on the field, down to 32 seconds left, 2nd quarter, and Hobbs trailing 19-0. We'll keep it right here at People's Bank Stadium. Pretty night for football. Don't see a cloud in the sky tonight, Coach. And we got some air conditioning going on here in the press box, but I think it's a pretty nice night down there as well.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't ask for a better night of football or a better venue. This is a beautiful high school stadium. I mean, we were marveling at the entire facility. They have an indoor facility here as well. 2 practice fields also with turf on it. They have a beautiful soccer stadium over there. Not just a soccer field, its own dedicated soccer stadium, a baseball stadium, a softball stadium. They have really put a lot of money into their facilities here in Friendship.
And very welcoming to both sides. Here, of course, Wichita Falls team coming in, Rider High School and the Hobbs Eagles. 4th down and 13 after the Rider timeout. 32 seconds left. Actually, Hobbs called the timeout, and one gets back deep for the Eagles. That's Hector Armendariz. The punt will be made from the 30-yard line. A high one. It'll take a bounce at the 25 and take a roll for Rider to the 17. That's where they'll mark it dead. Hobbs will have their last hurrah here in the 2nd quarter. 23 seconds. And, Coach, I'm expecting some throws to the outside to get out of bounds, right?
I would run some screens. You know that Rider's probably going to play way off you. You need to get some guys outside, try to get numbers on them. Maybe run an outside screen. I would even come back to running a little jet sweep just because we can run that out of bounds pretty easy.
Hobbs up to the line of scrimmage at 1st and 10. They're going to mark it at the 19-yard line. Hobbs trailing 19-0. 23 seconds left, 2nd quarter. Trips left, receiver right. Graham in the backfield with Royal. Sends Royal over to his right shoulder now versus the left. Going to go with the delay handoff. Royal going to try to step it outside. He's met in the backfield, and that'll drop him for a loss of 2. And I think that was kind of a slow developing play. I mean, the way that he moved over to that right side at the last second, it just seemed like he knew he was going to get the football.
Yeah, he stepped into it. It was like a little counter step before he come back and got it. I think he was waiting for the blocks to develop. Unfortunately, we didn't kick a hole open for him to run through.
And that also going to run the clock out. Eagles just go ahead and let that expire. Down 19-0 here at halftime. Ryder in the lead as they come from Wichita Falls. Another road trip for the Hobbs Eagles here in Wolford, Texas, right near Lubbock. We'll be back in 3 minutes for the halftime show here on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.
You're clear. Two minutes. $15. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to People's Bank Stadium in beautiful Friendship, Texas. Your Hobbs Eagles are trailing 19-0 against the Ryder Raiders from Wichita Falls. And here's Ty Friend.
Well, Coach, in terms of looking at this first half, we know we saw a good sustained drive to start this ball game. Eagles were pushing into the red zone inside the 10-yard line, fumbled the football, gave it back to Ryder. They went down and scored eventually after that. This Ryder squad had 2 scores in the first quarter. Willis getting both of them for touchdowns. 39-yard run, missed the PAT on a bobbled snap, and then another 2-yard run for Willis. Another missed PAT opportunity made it 12-0 at the end of the first. And then they had the 21-yard little flicker play going on to Morgan near the right goal line for the 19-0 lead. They did kick the PAT through on that one, so led 19-0. Pretty much in control through much of the first half, although Hobbs has got some sustained drives so far in this first part.
Yeah, and This is something that's actually plagued Hobbs a little bit this year, is where you've gotten your drives, but you haven't punched it in the end zone. That's just kind of the case that's happened tonight. We've gone the length of the field, turned it over, gone the length of the field, and turned it over again on downs, and then of course having the punt that went backwards because it went over the head of the punter, and then we turn it over on downs, giving them good field position. We've kind of shot ourselves in the foot thus far in the game. We've shown that we can physically play with this team. We're just going to have to settle down and do what we're supposed to do.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers in the first half. First for the Ryder Raiders. Their leading rusher so far, as expected, is Willis. 4 carries for 62 yards. He had a 39-yarder for a touchdown. Last week, 200 against Odessa. Are you still impressed with this kid?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, gosh, 62 yards and 4 carries. That's just over 15 yards a carry. I think there's not a coach around that's going to turn their nose up to that. And this kid's the real deal. I mean, there's a reason he's getting Division I offers. There's a reason this kid has attention. He is quick. He's got good feet. They threw to him a couple of times. He's got good hands. He's just an all-around athlete.
Pitts has number 10, which we don't have a name for yet, 2 carries for 8 yards so far in this first half. Morgan is 2 for 4, and Rios 1 for 3. So far in the first half, 9 carries for the rushing game for Ryder, a total of 77 yards. Also that 1 touchdown, or a couple of touchdowns there for Willis in that first half. Also for the passing game now, a lot of completions coming through so far. 12 total out of 15 attempts for Pitts, the quarterback. Several guys stepping up, including Franton, 4 catches for 37 yards. Oliver, 3 for 35. Morgan, 2 for 28. Jones, 1 for 31. Banks has caught 1 for 12. And Willis, 1 for 2. A total of 145 yards in the air with 12 receptions. 222 total offense in the first half. 77 on the ground, 145 in the air. Also 11 first downs in the first half for Ryder. They've had 2 punts and 4 penalties for 35 yards. Again, they had a major problem last week with penalties, 15 for 152 and 7 15-yarders, too, on personal fouls. So I think that was one thing that they talked about throughout the week. Coach Bendel said is that, hey, we need to clean up our act a little bit.
And I think they've done a pretty good job of that. We're not seeing a whole lot of penalties on them. You talked about the passing there. 12 of 15 means it's kind of passing. Well, we're playing so far off them that a lot of those passes are easy passes. What needs to happen is we need to come up and make the play on the first tackle. We can't give up the play because we hit them, bounce off them, and they get extra yards. And also, I would just love to see us come up and press them a bit more, make them go over top of us. And if they can throw the ball deep on us, I want to see it. I want to see them prove it first before I back off scared.
And we did mention in the pregame such a balanced offense for this Ryder squad. It'll be kind of tough to second-guess what was going to happen on the next play. But coming into this contest, they had passed for 718 yards on 4 games and rushed for 725. So only a 7-yard differential between the pass and the rush, which kind of tells you that is balance when it comes to offense, and a reason for a 4-0 record. Hobbs Eagles now in the running game. Let's get those numbers. Baeza so far, 8 carries for 25 yards. He started off the game with a 12-yard run. That was his best. Trevino went 6 for 17, 11 best for him. And Graham, 6 for 24. Van Landingham had 1 carry for 5 yards. Eagles so far in the first half, a total of 22 rushing attempts and for a total of 70 yards. In the passing game, 4 receivers have come down with receptions. 4 of those for Caden Trevino for 58 yards, and 3 of those were actually double digits. He had 1 for 15, 18, and 20. Baeza caught 2 passes for 3 yards. Also getting some, Van Landingham had 2 for 12, and Kirkendall had 1 for 8. So far in the first half, the Eagles are 9 of 15 in the passing game for 81 yards. So 70 rush, 81 in the air, a total of 151 compared to 222 in the yards for Ryder. Hobbs has turned it over on downs 3 times, 1 punt, also fumbled away for a turnover, and had only 1 penalty for 5 yards. But we should mention that 1 fumble was a killer on that first drive in the red zone.
Yeah, and the penalties like that, and they're drive killers. Anytime you get in the red zone, you fumble and you penalty, you turn it over, and you don't get points out of it, it's a drive killer, and it really flips the field, especially against a high-powered offense like Ryder. it hurts you.
Of course, Ryder, we mentioned 11 first downs, but Hobbs had 10 themselves, so they had several sustained drives there. But then one penalty, like you mentioned, or something like that would kind of push them back a little bit. A fumble kind of deflates you for a few minutes.
It does, and it's when it happens multiple times like that, you start getting your head, hey, we got down here. Oh no, here it happens again, and it's happened several times this season, in other games as well. And it's a learning process. It's a growing process because once you realize you can find pay dirt, it becomes easier and easier and easier to finish off those drives. You've got a Wichita defense that's very stingy once it got inside the 10. They were very physical and very quick, and it was hard to find space when we did get down there.
Eagles, of course, came into this game a 3-2 record. They've outscored their opponents up to this game 122-57. And Ryder came in scoring 150 points and giving up 107. So, of course, they've only played 4 games, 5 for the Hobbs Eagles. But, of course, 3 of those games Hobbs have been shutouts. Of course, Clovis 21-0, Roswell 14-0, and Lovington 46-0. Very close game last week, only a 3-point loss for the Eagles. But Hobbs has not had a slouch in terms of a schedule this year. I mean, they played some quality teams. Of course, Goddard was number 1 ranked 5A last week. I'm sure still are. Max Prep's poll. They played, did lose to Artesia, of course. Beat Roswell in a very tight ball game. And, again, Clovis to start the season shutting them out.
Yeah, and I think two of the teams we played were ranked number 1 when we played them. Lovington was when we played them as well. It's a schedule like this will help you when you hit district play. You play somebody like Wichita Falls Ryder, who's got all this skill and speed, and you adjust your game to play their skill and their speed level, and then you play somebody who isn't, you tend to dominate that person. So the whole point of playing games like this is so that your guys rise up and start playing at that level.
We should mention, too, this Ryder team, Mark Brindle, their head coach, got his 57th win last week in defeating Odessa. That's the second most in school history. So kind of getting themselves juiced up a little bit. Again, 4-0 record. So that kind of tells you. We mentioned in the pregame, too, playing in the district with Canyon Randall, Lubbock Cooper, Plainview, Wichita Falls High, and Abilene Wiley. So some quality opponents in that mix there. This game was put on the schedule because Hobbs was looking for another opponent. And, of course, they needed some non-district foes. Kind of hard to get the New Mexico teams to play at the spread-out geography that we have in our state. Finally got the associate athletic director in Lubbock said, hey, told Ryder, he used to coach at Ryder, told the Ryder new coach or newer coach, Bindle, hey, Hobbs is looking for a game, and this is why we're here tonight.
And, that's a neat story, but when you went through that list, and you went through that list of teams that are in their district, my gosh, Plainview is a perennial champion. And you have squads like Lubbock Cooper, who's a really up-and-coming team because that's where all the growth from Lubbock is. It's kind of like what happened with Friendship. That's actually what's happening to Lubbock Cooper now. That's the area of town where everybody's moving to. So Cooper is one of those really up-and-coming schools. You have Abilene Wiley in there. Wiley produces quarterbacks at the college level all the time. Wiley's a perennial state champion. They come from one of the toughest districts in the state of Texas, and this is a 4-0 squad. We're playing a top-notch Texas school. This is no slouch by no means.
You think we should get back in the routine of at least having 1 or 2 Texas opponents? We used to play El Paso every year, different squads from there. But, again, we don't play any of the west side Texas squads, the Midlands, the Permians, all those type of teams. There's been debate about why that's gone on. They start a little bit earlier than we do. I mean, the schedule's been kind of crazy with COVID lately, though.
Well, a lot of those teams, because of the way they district out all of West Texas and the Panhandle, is because the schools are so far apart. They tend to put all of those schools into one district so that they don't split them up and make them have to travel 7-8 hours. So they end up in a district that has 8 teams. And when that happens and they end up in an 8-team district, they don't have a whole lot of non-district games available to play teams and really don't want to play teams from out of state when that happens. That happens a lot of times in West Texas schools just because of logistics and everything else. El Paso's not too far. That would be a pretty good schedule. And El Paso really has some up-and-coming schools. And there's a history there. But there's no neutral site that you can play El Paso schools. So you'd have to schedule home and homes. And doing that's difficult because the El Paso school districts also have a lot of teams in their district. They have 3 or 4 different districts over there, but they have 24 teams. So you do the math. That ends up being a lot of teams piled together.
19-0 your score at the half as Ryder leads this one over the Hobbs Eagles. We're going to take another 2-minute break and come back with more Hobbs Eagle football on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.
You're clear. One minute. $30.
Hey, tack on another 30 on top of that, please.
Okay. $30.
Another 30.
Another 30, please.
Okay. $30. $15. $10. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Friendship, Texas at People's Bank Stadium. The Hobbs Eagles trailing 19-0 to the Ryder Raiders from Wichita Falls. And here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
I just was realizing out there, if you looking over at the field, that Ryder is playing, or their sideline is in front of the Hobbs Eagle fans over there. Kind of a weird situation you'd have to deal with. Usually your fans get an opportunity to sit behind your team, but kind of keep looking over there, trying to remind myself that's the white squad is the team from Texas and not the Hobbs Eagles. So
yeah, but they wear black also. They're
Yeah,
alternate
yeah.
colors black. So when you look over there and see all the fans in black, those are actually Ryder fans.
Are they? They got
Yes.
they got Hobbs on this side, don't
Yeah,
they?
you see the gold down here. You don't see the gold over there. It's just the black.
Didn't get a chance to really look right beneath us here at this.
Now, I think they're black and gold also.
Yep.
If you look at their rojo, which rojo is originally was right on Honorable One. It's a little message that they have, and then as they became the Riders, it became right on Honorable One. So they all their helmets, everything else have the rojo phrase all over it, and has since 1972.
Now, of course, in New Mexico, you have the 2-year contracts. Usually when you play teams, they expect a home and away. I don't know if that's going to be the opportunity with this game, but this is a neutral site anyway, so nobody owes anybody, I guess, in this case.
Yeah, it's a neutral site. Nobody owes, but then they may want to play in a neutral site closer because this is a good 4.5, 5 hours for them as opposed to the hour and a half for us.
But they've got the 19-0 lead as we get ready for the third quarter. This time Hobbs will be kicking off, and we mentioned that Baeza is out tonight. He will not play in this contest, so Hobbs has got to pick up another kicker, and I don't see the ball out there yet.
Yeah, they're handing it to Ethan Van Landingham, who's going to be doing the kicking duties for the Eagles.
Yep, he got it on the near sideline. Now he's jogging out to the 35, and that's where the team's waiting for him at least. He'll put that on the 40. Of course, we mentioned, too, Corbin Thompson is out again tonight, and he hasn't been for the last 4 games or so, so he will be returning near district time, is what Coach Stevens told us prior to this game. So Hobbs trying to get the full force roster back as best they can. Of course, Thompson was one of the leaders in pass receptions up through the last game that he played. Ready for the kickoff. Eagles down 19-0, going from left to right on the radio dial, and watching live on YouTube tonight as well. As here comes the kickoff from Van Landingham. End over end, going to stop at the 22. Catch is made on the run to the 30, 35, 40 to the far sideline, and putting his head down, battering ram style, getting out to the 43. Nice return for that speedy running back we talked about in the first half. That was Willis again.
That was Anquan Willis. And you say speedy, but this is a 6'1", 209-pound back. This is speedy and power. This is kind of, Jerome Bettis was 240, so he's almost in that range. I mean, you're looking at a guy who's got, kind of NFL kind of body build out there.
Defense, I think, needs to get a stop on this first drive to get themselves ready for the second long haul here, down 19-0, huh, Coach?
I'd agree with you on that one. And let's see if we play the receivers any closer.
Pitts are going shotgun, twins left and right. He'll throw a quick one to the far side. Catch made at the 48. Just a little dump shot out there, and that'll be about a 4-yard pickup. So not going to waste much time, and they were doing hurry-up offense through much of that second quarter.
And they still are. They're already lining up.
That's going to be a 5-yard pickup for him. That'll be Oliver, his 4th catch for 40 yards. Back to the line of scrimmage come the Raiders. Trips left, receiver right. Pitts gets a shotgun, turns and fires again to the far sideline near the first down marker. We got a flag flying, though, on the near side as that ball sailed out of bounds. Something was happening in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on the left.
I think one of the receivers on this end kind of adjusted his feet as the ball was being snapped.
So a 5-yard penalty on the false start here for Ryder. And over here in Texas, do they not stop the play on a false start?
They do.
They just let it go all the way to the pass.
Yeah, I think they were trying to stop it, but it was such a quick pass play that it just occurred anyway.
5 penalties for 40 yards for the Raiders. Now a 1st and 11 from the 43. Shotgun, Pitts fires to that far right sideline again. Catch is made, spin at the 50, and that will be a 7-yard, 8-yard pickup on that far right sideline. As looks like Raiders are going to go right back to that line of scrimmage. That was a nice catch by Banks. 2 catches for 20 now.
And at this point, we're going to have to take away those 5-yard pitch and catches.
3rd down and 4 now from the 50. Go with the handoff up the gut into Hobbs Eagle territory. 45-40, 35 to the left hash. Break it and hurdle it. A tackle. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. That is Willis, a 50-yard run. He was bouncing off people like a pinball.
That is absolutely a beast out there.
So Willis will get his 3rd touchdown of the ball game. He had 2 in the first quarter. Now add number 3 here. That one for 50 yards, and now 25-0 Ryder.
You got to find some way to contain him. I mean, it's going to take multiple people to bring him down, but he's so quick you can't get multiple people there. That's the poison you have to pick with a guy like Willis.
Grimes will kick the PAT for Ryder with 10:42 remaining. Low snap, kind of bobbled, and this one's going to go up and barely inside the right upright. They've had a little bit of trouble with their kicking PATs. The first one got bobbled and ended up not scoring, so that one good. 26-0, extending it now on the scoreboard here at Friendship High School in Wolford, Texas. The Hobbs Eagles trailing the Ryder Raiders. We'll be back in 30 seconds live on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.
You're clear. $15. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to People's Bank Stadium. 26-0 your score as the Ryder Raiders have a lead on your Hobbs Eagles. Here's the voice of the Hobbs Eagles, Ty Friend.
We'll try to get you updated on some of the Lee County games this tonight, based on the fact that we started early here on the Texas side. We'll probably have a lot of wait of a time here to see some of those scores come across. Kickoff for the Eagles returned from the 25 far sideline, trying to dance outside, getting a few extra yards to the 32. A 7-yard return for the Eagles, right in front of the Rider bench. And that return man was Diego Baeza. So Hobbs will have position at the, looks like they'll mark it at the 32-yard line. 26-0, Rider leading, 10:37 left, third quarter. Hobbs coming in with a 3-2 record, Rider at 4-0. As they were able to pick up wins against Dumas, Independence from Frisco, Texas, Midlothian, and Odessa. Eagles up to the line, trips right, one receiver left. Colton Graham in the backfield with one tailback. Back to pass on a two-step drop. The curl route, a high throw. Nice grab high in the air from the 39-yard line. And that'll be, looks like a 7 to 8 yard pickup depending on where the spot is on that one.
Moore did a great job of just jumping up there and snagging it out of the air. The throw wasn't perfect. It wasn't on spot, but Moore made a play.
So that'll be looks like they're going to give him 7 on that one. So connection for Moore for the first time. 2nd down and 3 now from the 38. Shotgun by himself. Graham in the backfield. Two-step drop. Out route on the near side. Overthrows the receiver to the Hobbs Eagle bench. That was Trevino, and kind of shaking his head. He did a good head fake on the corner who bit inside, but the throw hard outside. And no chance for a catch on that one. Logan Rex kind of got lost in the shuffle that time. And Trevino, if he had made the catch on the near side, he'd have been up the sideline for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I think there's a little miscommunication about what the route was supposed to be, because at that Graham and Trevino ended up meeting halfway down talking to each other. I think there was just a bit of a snafu.
3rd down and 3 from the 40. That'll reverse from right to left, going around the end to the 40, left side, spin move to the 45. That will be a 1st down pickup. Make it 7 on the carry for the Eagles, and that was Ethan Van Landingham.
And that's that nice little counter play that I really love watching them do. Quarterback starts one way like he's going to roll out. You bring the slot back across the belly of the line. You're pulling a guard with him. Guard kicks the end. You make a nice little forward pitch. It actually is a pass play because it's forward. That counts as a pass play, not a run.
11 first downs now for the Eagles. They have it at their own 45. Shotgun. Graham's going to delay handoff. No, he's going to pull it out and then throw it down the middle with the curl route. Caught at the 45 of Ryder all the way down to the 39. That'll move the chains again. 18 yards on that reception for the Eagles. Great snag by Evan Ortega.
And that was the same play they started the game with, where the quarterback rides the running back. It's a little play action from there. He takes 2 steps like he's rolling out and then throws it across his chest to a guy running a slant across the middle.
12 first downs for the Eagles now at the Ryder 39-yard line. Trips left, 2 receivers right. Graham in the backfield by himself, bring Trevino in motion, the handoff. And no, they're going to give it up the middle instead. No, Graham kept it that time. He powers forward. There's a flag at the line of scrimmage. Gets all the way down to the 20-yard line. And we're going to wait to see what the call is back at near the line of scrimmage. The Whitecap now is waving everything off here. We'll see what we're going to give Graham. They're going to call the defensive offside penalty against Ryder, and that's going to be a 18-yard pickup for Colton Graham. That's his 7th carry for 42 yards.
Yeah, the near side defensive end, when we went into motion, he jumped across the line of scrimmage because we were faking the jet sweep. We snapped it right afterwards and caught him offsides.
14 first downs for the Eagles now. The ball at the 20.5-yard line of Ryder. Eagles knocking at the door, down 26-0 with 8:47 left third quarter. Twins left and right. Back to passes Graham. He's going to get swamped, gets out of pressure, rolls right, throws it hard to the near sideline on the out route, caught at the 23-yard line. But unfortunately, that's behind the line of scrimmage, but saving a sack in the backfield.
You know, how Graham got out of that hold, I don't know. I mean, he was completely contained on the blitz. They had 2 paws on him, then they had 4 paws on him, and somehow Graham came out of that unscratched.
-2 on the catch. Good hands for Van Landingham to come down with that in traffic on the near side, just trying to help out his quarterback. 2nd down and 12 now from the 23. On the right hash, trips left, receiver right. They're going to throw it down the middle, and it's into the turf. Little curl opportunity there for the Eagles at the 15, but the ball in the turf before the receiver had a chance to turn around. That was Caden Trevino once again.
Well, they came back to that play-action slant play that they ran at the start of the game and ran it just a few plays before. But got batted down at the line of scrimmage.
Now a third down and a long 11 for the Eagles at the 23.5-yard line. Clock to 8:33. It stopped with the incomplete. 26-0 Rider. Twins left and right. Single setback as he goes in motion to the left side. That is Royal. They throw it to the right. Coming back behind the line of scrimmage, waiting for it, but fumbling it off his fingertips was Easton Kirkendall. Never got the catch. And kind of did a quick behind the line of scrimmage, a hot route, waiting for the football, but just couldn't get the grasp of it.
That's just a little bubble screen there. And ball was right on target, but unfortunately just didn't come down with the play. He did have the blocks to actually get some yardage out of that.
Eagles now 4th down and 11 from the 23.5-yard line. Big play here. Need to get to about the 11.5 for the first down. Twins left and right, back to pass. Pump fake, rolling right. Graham looking for some help. Two chasing him, gets his hand ripped down. It's ball bobbled up in the air, but it's caught at the 24 and extended past the 20-yard line for Royal. But unfortunately, they needed to get to the 11. So well short of the first down, but that will be about a 5-yard pickup for Royal.
And one thing Graham did that play that I hadn't seen him do is he actually tried to extend the play for a pass. And I think that's what we want to see him do there. He just held on to it just a little bit too long. But I like to see him actually do that instead of tuck and run, because if he'd have tuck and run, he wouldn't have had it for sure, because there was a lot of coverage there.
Eagles now 13 of 22 in the passing game. And a turnover on downs for Hobbs. Fourth time that's happened in the contest. Rider football, 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line. Shotgun Pitts. Fake, or does give the handoff at the last second. 20, 25, 30, heading to the far sideline. A bobble in the air, 35, 40, 45, 50, and down at the 45-yard line. Big pickup there. Going to be 32 plus another, looks like they're going to say one more, 33-yard pickup.
I want to say I'm impressed with one of the Hobbs Eagles. Gavin Brumley lost his helmet at the line of scrimmage. And when the running back broke the plane in the line of scrimmage and kept going, Brumley chased him all the way down the field without a helmet.
And we're still trying to figure out who that kid is. It says number 10. We have that not on the roster. I believe that might be Gibbs. So I'm going to go ahead and give that to Gibbs. As Gibbs so far, he has 3 carries for 41 yards. That was his long. That'll be the 12th first down for Ryder. Wait, they might be bringing this one back, are they?
Yeah, they did. It looked like we had a hold, and then we walked it back some. So I think the line of scrimmage is now going to become a 31. Still got a first down after the hold.
So a 10-yard penalty against Ryder. That is their 6th of the ball game for 50 yards. And it'll be at the 31, as you mentioned. Slot left, receiver right, 2 receivers on the left side. Pitts with the handoff. Cutting right is Gibbs. He's dragging people with him across the 35. That's a 4, making maybe a 5-yard pickup on the forward progress for Gibbs. I'm kind of wondering where the big man is. Willis has been in here the last few plays, Coach.
No, I think they're just probably giving him some rest. I mean, you got a 26-0 lead. Why risk injury?
2nd down and 6 now from the 30-yard line, or 35. Shotgun, a pitch left. Coming around the end is the 35, 40. And there again is Gibbs, gets the first down. He's got 7 on that one, and he'll move the chains again for the Raiders.
And just like that, they're getting to the outside. And with our defensive backs having to come up and make the plays because the linebackers get caught in the wash, he's going to get yardage. Defensive backs have a long way to go to get there.
5 carries for 42 yards now for Gibbs. 13 first downs for Ryder. Shotgun. Give the ball again to Gibbs, zigzagging through the line of scrimmage and putting his head down towards the 50. 6 yards to make it 5 for Gibbs. Actually, no, yeah, that was Gibbs again. He's going to be the go-to man here in the third quarter, it appears. So 5 yards for him. He's had 4 carries here in this third quarter for 49 yards alone, 57 overall. 2nd down and 5 now for Ryder at their own 49. Shotgun. Quarterback keeper, fake the handoff, and then angled left, goes down quickly. And he'll be lucky to get back to line of scrimmage. The Eagles read that one perfectly as they got in low on that one and coming in first for Hobbs.
And I think the running back missed his assignment because they pulled both the backside guard and tackle like it was going to be a counter play. And no running back came. The quarterback kind of stood there and looked for somebody to hand it off to. And it wasn't there, so he had to tuck and just get what he could out of it.
That was 34 for the Eagles. Of course, we don't have a 34 on the roster. I'm not sure who that is. We'll try to find that out as well. They go with the draw play up the middle for Ryder. And that's going to be a 2-yard pickup right up the gut that time.
And, I haven't seen normally starting linebacker Montez 36 out there, so I'm having a feeling that that's probably Montez out there playing linebacker.
Morgan gets 2 on the carry, 3 carries for 6 yards. A 4th down situation now for Ryder, a 4th down and 6. And they get a punter in there now for the offense. I don't think there's any reason for them to fake it. They lead 26-0 over the Eagles with 5:30 remaining here in the third. Good snap. The kick is up, and the kick is up high in the air for Baeza. Caught at the 13-yard line around the 20, near side, 25, 30, 35, 40, sideline, 45, and pushed out of bounds in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench here on the right. Boy, nice return there for the Hobbs Eagles. That was Hector Armendariz. Got it about the 13 and gets it to the 45, so a 32-yard return.
Yeah, that kid only has one gear, and it's go.
That was the third punt of the game for Ryder. Hobbs with some great field position. Their best of the night at the 45-yard line. But they still have a big deficit to come back on, 26-0 with 5:19 remaining third quarter. And do you think they're going to have a hurry-up offense continue in this third as they need to get these points back quickly?
Maybe so. I do have a score coming in. Lovington and Artesia are tied at 16 in the first quarter.
Well, that's a barn burner there at the Bulldog Bowl. Trevino goes in motion right to left to make it trips left, receiver right. Graham awaits the shotgun snap. Handoff at the last second to Baeza around the left end. He's drugged down in the backfield. He'll lose 3 on that one.
And let's see how quickly they get up to the line of scrimmage now with the clock's moving, and they're trying to actually get the next play going.
Ryder shut down the outside that time as he came around the left end, and the guy to greet him first for the Raiders was Antoine Willis, the linebacker. Eagles now facing a 2nd down and 13 from their own 42-yard line. Twins right and left. Shotgun, low for Graham, stops and throws, out route, caught at the 50, breaking a tackle, and that's going to be close to the first down marker, dragging it out as best he could over there on the far sideline for the Eagles, Ethan Van Landingham.
That's going to be pretty close to the first down. I don't think they have it. I think they have about a yard to go here.
Van Landingham will get 11 on that one. That's the 14th reception for the Eagles. He's got 21 yards on 4 catches. 3rd down and 1 now for Hobbs, though in Ryder territory at the 47. Man in motion left to right. Fake to Van Landingham, headed up the left side and going hard across the 40 for the first down. That will be a 6-yard pickup for the Eagles and to move the chains as well for Baeza.
Yeah, Diego Baeza did a great job getting north-south, found the seam. They had a nice little hole opened up by the offensive line. He got what he could out of it.
Coach, you wouldn't expect a team with 15 first downs is down 26-0.
But that's what happens, turnovers and not finishing drives, You can move the ball. We got to be able to find a way to get into the end zone.
1st and 10 from the 39. Shotgun to Baeza, or correction to Graham. We got it called off anyway. Flags are flying, and they've got a false start against the Eagles. That's only their 2nd penalty of the ball game for 10 yards total.
Yep, it happens. You had 2 people moving when the ball was snapped.
So 5-yard backup on that one. That'll bring it back to the 44-yard line. Still in Ryder territory. 1st down and 15 for the Eagles. Boy, that's a close ball game. You mentioned that Lovington-Artesia matchup. Of course, Lovington on an 0-2 losing streak at this point, but playing some tough teams so far this season.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. See who finishes up.
Shotgun to Graham. Fakes the handoff. Dumps it on the right screen right. Caught at the 50 to the 45 into the 43-yard line. 3-yard pickup. More lateral than forward motion on that one on the catch, but still getting some good hands on it was Ethan Van Landingham. Picks up 3.
Yeah, that swarming defense from Ryder got there pretty quick. Van Landingham tried to get north-south. Didn't really have anywhere to go, so he just tucked his shoulder and dove forward.
2nd down and 13 for the Eagles at the 42-yard line of Ryder on the right hash. Trevino goes in motion right to left. Going to hand it back to the right side instead for Hobbs, and it goes to the right to the hash. Going down quickly, though, after a 2-yard pickup. That was Baeza.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 9 here. I'm pretty sure that we consider this 4-down territory, and we're going to end up keep going for it and try to get 2 plays to get 9 yards.
Baeza now with 11 carries for 30 yards on the ground. Clocked at 2:40 left third quarter. Hobbs down 26-0. 3rd down and 9 from the right hash at the 38. Back to pass on the out route, and boy, the cornerback came over the top of the receiver for the Eagles on the near sideline on that out route. Looked like he might have jumped the ball getting there, but knocked out of the hands of of the Eagle receiver. That was intended for Easton Kirkendall, but incomplete. Punched it out to the Hobbs Eagles sideline on the right.
Yeah, it looked like he got there a little bit too soon, but there was no flag thrown. Got a score coming in, Texaco over Eunice right now. First quarter score also, it's 14-7.
4th down and 9 for Hobbs as they all look to the sideline. Big play here. Want to keep this drive alive. Need to get to the 29-yard line of the Raiders. Clock is stopped. And now Colton Graham's going to make a walk over to Coach Stevens on the near sideline with the play clock down to 2, and they're going to have to call the timeout here. So they want to make sure they get the right play call. They don't want to cough up this series. Still haven't scored yet in the game, 26-0. 2:32 left, third quarter. We'll come back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. Fifteen. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to People's Bank Stadium. Your score, the Rider Raiders 26, the Hobbs Eagles nothing. We're in the third quarter, and here's the voice of the Hobbs Eagles, Ty Friend.
Eagles facing a 4th down and 9 in Raider territory at the 38-yard line. And Coach Stevens waited for that field clock to go down to about 2 seconds and called the timeout. He knows the importance of this drive as the Eagles need to get some points on the board.
Yeah, and we know we said it was going to be 4 down territory. We were hoping to get something on the last play, so it's not 4th and 9, but that's the situation we're in. Let's see what we can do with it.
Here are the Eagles up to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun for Graham. Goes back with a 3-step drop. He's looking right. He's going to roll right. He's got 2 chasing him on the 50-yard line. Throws it in the ground, and unfortunately that's going to be an intentional grounding. The receiver was down the sideline about 20 yards, and the problem was Graham didn't even really make a motion down the field. He just kind of chucked it right in front of him into the ground.
Yeah, and they grabbed him by the horse collar and took him down at the end of that play, too. It might be a flag for that as well, but he is down on the sidelines being attended to as well.
So I'm very interested to see what the call will be on that. It looked like the flag was before he was actually taken down, though. He just kind of lowered his hand and almost like a chopping motion right to the ground in front of him instead of kind of extending his arm down the field, which might have got him away from the illegal or intentional grounding. They might have picked a flag up on this one. Is that what did he wave that one off?
Yeah, he may have. I mean, he was outside the tackle box on this, rolling out.
Well, in New Mexico, the tackle box doesn't matter. They don't use that rule.
Yeah, in Texas, you can do that.
So let's see.
As long as the ball goes past the line of scrimmage.
It's going against a rider here, so that might be a 15-yarder. I guess they did get him on the horse collar.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking was happening there, because as he started to throw it, they were already holding on to his horse collar by the time he started to throw it, and so I think that's what they got him for right there.
So a 15-yard penalty will move the chains for the Eagles, and that will be their 16th of the ball game. Again, 15 yards attached. A total of 65 yards on 7 penalties now for Ryder. Hobbs Eagle football at the 24.
Here's Omar Argot in at quarterback now for the Eagles.
Yeah, quick insert here as receivers are going to go 3 to the left, 1 to the right side for Hobbs. And you mentioned that he might have gone down injured on that play. Took him a few seconds to come off the turf after being thrown down hard.
Yeah, they all went down on the one knee for his sidelines for a little bit. He's hobbling over there. Referee's hobnobbing out there. Had something to talk about.
1st down and 10 from the 24-yard line. As you mentioned, Argot in the backfield. Long delay for some reason. I'm not sure what the discussion was here. Both teams are kind of looking at the referees and don't know what's up. Waiting for that shotgun. Argot bobbles it on the ground. It's still loose. It gets kicked in the backfield. Still rolling. And it looks like Ryder might have got the scoop up. And it looks like, yes, they have on the recovery at the 37-yard line of the Eagles. Coming up with it for Ryder was Logan Rex, the linebacker.
Yeah, snap was right at his feet. Couldn't quite get it. And once something like that happens, you're trying to jump on the ball. He was trying to snatch it up off the ground. He was trying to make a play. And he couldn't get it up off the turf. And once it got kicked around, it was anybody's ball.
So minus 10 on that one, which ends up kind of being like a punt, a backward punt, unfortunately. So turnover on downs, the 5th of the game for the Eagles. And it will be Going back to Ryder at their own 37-yard line. Shotgun to Pitts, fakes the handoff. He wants to throw. He's going to go with the post route, caught at the 45 of the Eagles and spun down helicopter style. That'll be a 21-yard pickup right down the middle of the football field that time, as it coming down with the snag was Caden Jones.
Artesia's gone up on Lovington. They're now up 22-16.
So that's a close ball game over in Eddy County. First down pickup, 14 of the game for Ryder now at the Eagle, 42. Shotgun to Pitts. Delay the handoff around the right end. Goes Gibbs as he angles right to the 35-yard line. He'll get 6 more to move the Raiders down the field. Clock to 1:53 left here in the third quarter. Still 26-0. Raiders in the lead. And now another delay here. Where's the flag coming in from this time?
Didn't see it. I don't see it on the turf now.
Whitecap just picked it up right behind him. It was behind him, so you couldn't see him at the 40-yard line. It's going to go against Ryder. See how many yards are going back. Looks 10, so I'm going to guess that's a holding penalty.
Yeah, and you talked about Ryder having that problem in the past. Now that they've kind of relaxed a little bit, they're starting to make those mistakes again.
75 yards in penalties, 8 total handkerchiefs thrown down. 1st and 20 now from the 50. Fake the handoff. Pitts wants to throw. Down the middle, post route. Caught at the 34 and dropped quickly.
Both the quarterback and the receiver paid for that play. Both of them got hit hard.
And coming down with the catch was Jones again. 18 yards on the reception. 2nd down and 2 for Ryder. Now at the Hobbs Eagle 33-yard line. Twins left, 1 receiver right. Shotgun to Pitts, back to pass, 2-step drop. Fade route, caught at the 5, untouched into the end zone. Got through 2 defenders that time, and for the score.
And there's the speed we were talking about right there. All he did was turn on the afterburner and run past the Hobbs defense.
That was Oliver, 41 yards on the touchdown catch. He was on the left hash and just going down the field. Looked like nobody moved over to pick him up and got between 2 defenders for the 41-yard reception for a touchdown. So Oliver now with 5 catches for 81 yards and a TD as we wait the PAT for the Raiders, and that is Kendall Grimes. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:19 remaining, third quarter, 32-0. Ryder leading over the Hobbs Eagles. We'll take a 30-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. Fifteen. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to People's Bank Stadium in beautiful Friendship, Texas. 33-0 your score as the Ryder Raiders are up on your Hobbs Eagles. Here's the voice of the Hobbs Eagles, Ty Friend.
We were just talking at the break, Coach. In the Hobbs, or in New Mexico, there is a mercy rule at, of course, the 34-point mark. You take the running clock situation, the game is over at 50. But here in Texas, we're not seeing that. That rule has not ever been in effect here, and they let the game go.
Got a correction for you. It
yeah.
is in effect in 6-man. That's the only place that they jokingly call it the Alito rule because they were beating people 90-0 quite often. But yeah. No mercy rule at the 11-man game.
Kickoff for Grimes, high to the 20-yard line. Return for the Eagles, middle of the field at the 25, 30, 35, and down to the 37-yard line. And get low to the ground late on that return for Hobbs. And get a lot of returns tonight. Hector Armendariz, and a kid you've talked about before. We were actually talking about him on the way up to this game. He likes to get that opportunity out there in the special teams.
Yeah, he's one of those kids. He'll do anything for you. He just wants to win. And he's got this spirit, this fighting spirit in him that everything he does, he wants to be the best at.
Eagles have 1:12 left here in the third, down 33-0 as they get back up to the line of scrimmage at the 37. Split formation backfield, shotgun. Graham, delay handoff, up the gut, and backpedaling into the 40-yard line for a gain of 3 on the play. And taking a few seconds to get up, might have hit hard on his backbone that time, or tailbone. Let's see what we got there. It's going to take a few seconds for him to get off the turf. I believe that was Baeza. And he is hunched over back on the ground. He tried to step up a couple times. Excuse me, no, that was not him. That was Ethan Van Landingham seeing some time in the backfield.
Yeah, and when he tried to stretch it out, I mean, he was just trying to get an extra yard, and he reached over his back, and as he stretched out, he kind of got hit in the back and then drilled to the turf.
Walks a lot quicker once he gets towards the sideline. That's a good sign for him. For Van Landingham, 3 carries for 15 yards. 2nd down and 7 now for the Eagles at their own 40 on the right hash with 54 seconds and ticking here in the 3rd quarter, down 33-0 to Ryder. Hobbs will put 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, split running backs, and 1 quarterback, Graham, waiting for the shotgun. 2-step drop, curl route caught at the 45, spun around for a few seconds there was Caden Trevino. He's going to get 5 more for the Eagles on this near sideline.
It's going to be really close to the 1st down.
Yeah, like you said, less than a yard for sure. I'm not sure if they're going to take a measurement or not on this one.
Yeah, I think he's probably about 3 inches short.
Reception made, his 5th for 63 yards in this game. 3rd down and short, regardless. Now the Whitecap is going to call everything off, and I think they might be bringing the chains in on this one.
Yeah, I think they are. They want to measure.
Hobbs definitely could use a quickie 1st down here to get 4 new plays. Clock will stop also with 15 seconds remaining. And, Coach, still a quarter left. Pretty much same game plan, or was there going to be some bag of tricks that we're going to see? I know last week this Ryder team pulled off a 72-yard hook and ladder and scored against Odessa. And we've seen some hook and ladders with the Hobbs Eagles, but they need some quick scores, don't they?
I think at this point, everything's going to be plain Jane in the 4th quarter. You're going to stick to what you know and work on your basics, and that you try to control the game that way.
From up this distance up here in the 2nd floor of the press box, looks like he's a little bit short.
Yeah, he got a slide ruler out there. He's kind of measuring. I think he got the microscope out. It's pretty close.
Last couple games ago, refereeing in Hobbs, and what was a junior high game, on opposing coach says it was close. He goes, "Get out the index card." Like that's part of a referee's gear or something.
I've seen a referee try to run a credit card right through there.
So that's going to be – they give him the first or not?
Looks like they gave
did.
us
They gave him the first down. That's the 17th of the ball game. Eagles will take that little gift there. 1st and 10 now from the 48, 43. And trying to roll around in the backfield and getting dropped for a loss. Let's double-check to see who we've got back there.
That was Trevino on that run.
Yep, they gave it to Trevino. He's going to go down, though, and loses 3 on the play.
And that kid is really sacrificing his body as the third quarter comes to a close.
Trevino with 7 carries for 14 yards. And again, 33-0 as Ryder leading over the Hobbs Eagles here in Wolford, Texas, right outside of Lubbock in the Lone Star State. We'll be back in 60 seconds live on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.
You're clear. $30. $15. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
We start the 4th quarter here in Wolford, Texas. Eagles facing a 2nd down and 12 from their own 45. The handoff coming to the left side and trying to cut back up the middle, dragging a pile with him after about a 4-yard pickup. Lots of white jerseys on top there is Royal getting his first carry of the ball game, actually his 2nd. That one for 3 yards.
It's nice to see him back in the fold. I know missed a little bit of time, but it's good to see him back toting the ball for the black and gold.
Of course, Royal did not play last week in that close contest with Goddard. Now a 3rd down and 8 for the Eagles at their own 49-yard line, trailing 33-0, just starting the 4th. Trips right, receiver left, and we got a big jump on the right side of the line for the defense. And then that's going to go against the Raiders. It better at least. That was Kalen Witherspoon, defensive lineman. Pretty big kid, too. 5'11", 223. Referee's having a little conference, though, at the middle of the field. Yep, going to go against Ryder for 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they even discussed that one. I mean, he's the one that caused the Hobbs offensive lineman to move, which, good offensive line coach, you train your offensive line to do that. When they step across the line before they get back, you move, and you automatically got them for that 5 yards.
9 penalties now for Ryder for 80 yards. Not as many as last week, 152. Third down. And looks like 3. Back to pass. Graham with the pump fake. Throws it on the fade on the near sideline. Caught at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eagles. That's going to be a 53-yard reception for Hobbs in the end zone for Evan Ortega.
And I tell you what, Ortega had about 3 steps on that guy. There was no catching him once the ball got delivered.
Definitely what the doctor ordered there. 53 yards to Ortega as he rambles into the end zone. First touchdown of the year for him. And Hobbs on the scoreboard now. As they're going to take a second to decide what they're going to run here. Looks like a 2-point conversion opportunity. You have to remember, Baeza not in this game, the kicker for the Eagles. They had Van Landingham in earlier on the kickoff. Hobbs going to go for 2. Graham in the backfield with Royal. Twins left and right. Back to pass. He'll throw it over the shoulder to the right corner of the end zone. Diving up high in the air. They're going to say the feet were out of bounds. So no good on the catch. He did make the catch, but was too far outside. And coming up, hobbled just a minute. That might have been Trevino again. That's the second time that he's got hit hard on the turf, and he is wincing in pain outside the field right now, coming back onto the field. And he looked like he might have landed on his right wrist. That's not what you want to see right now. He's getting some help from one of his teammates.
Yeah, he's not feeling good, that's for sure. He's trying to shake it off, and he is moving okay, but that arm does not feel good right now.
So the PA 2-point conversion, no good. 33-6 your score. Hobbs down by 27. Come back with us in 30 seconds.
You're clear. $15. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to People's Bank Stadium in Friendship, Texas. 33-6 your score. Hobbs Eagles on the board. Here's Ty Friend.
11-11 left here in the fourth. We got Ortega with a 53-yard touchdown reception from, of course, the arm. The Eagles really flipping it down hard. Graham connecting with him. As we get ready for the kickoff for the Eagles, that'll be Ethan Van Landingham doing the chore for the Baeza, who was injured and not in this game tonight. Here comes the kickoff, and it'll be on the ground. Takes a roll near the right sideline and goes out of bounds at the 27. And that will be a penalty. In New Mexico, that would take you to the 35 if the coach accepts the penalty. Is that the same here in Texas?
You know what?
They threw the flag.
Been 6-7 years. I'm not going to say I remember this one.
If it looks, since they threw the flag, maybe the yardage, they might different yard line.
I think they're going to make us kick it again regardless.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and going to take the penalty instead. A 5-yard backup and a re-kick for Hobbs. Looks like Ryder wants a little bit better field position than they would have gotten on that one. So they don't think this game is over yet. 33-6 your score with 11-11 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And, of course, Ryder's working on their 5-0 record at this point. Hobbs would go to 4-2 if they could pull this one off. Otherwise, they drop to 500 at 3-3. So 5-yard penalty assessed. And for Hobbs, it's only the third penalty of the ball game for 15 yards. So reset here for Van Landingham. And we are continuing to watch some of the games around Lee County, of course. We mentioned Eunice in a pretty tight game with Texaco, 14-7, the last score we had. Texaco was leading that one. And Artesia regained a lead against Lovington. That's a close one as well. Jal and Mescalero going at it tonight on top of that. Here's Van Landingham from the 35-yard line. This one a little bit more air under it. Caught at the 23, coming up the middle to the 35, near sideline, 40, 45, 50, And down to the Hobbs Eagle 46 is kind of weaving his way through traffic. Tobias Oliver as he gets into Hobbs Eagle territory.
There's a flag sitting back at the 32-yard line.
We got some extracurricular activity as backpedaling and yelling at the Hobbs Eagles on that sideline there was Gibbs. So maybe some unsportsmanlike action going on here, some jabbering.
Let's see what the call is. There's a holding back at the 32.
So that's going to go against the return team. Ryder will be a 10-yard penalty. And, again, I don't think it's as bad as last week in terms of their 150 yards in penalties, but they're starting to gain back up there. That's going to be their 10th penalty of the ball game. So definitely is starting to rack them up.
And ask and you shall receive, thanks to Tiff back at the station. Lovington 23, Artesia 22 in the second.
Ooh.
You got yourself a high-scoring affair over there. And Texaco's up 14-7 still in the second on Eunice.
Remember those games a lot earlier because of the time difference here. We started at 6 o'clock Mountain Time tonight instead of 7, so Lee County games are well behind this one. 90 yards and penalties now for Ryder. First down and 10, though, from their 24-yard line. Pitts in the shotgun, and we got a flag flying at the snap. Screen pass to the left side, caught the 22 across the 25. I got a feeling this one's coming back. 3-yard pickup on the play. But I think that was all for naught. Reception made on that far left sideline by the receiver, Andrew Wake, and he's probably not going to be much of a happy camper there because I think that's going to be negated by the penalty. Oh, wait a second. No, they call the offside against the Eagles, so Wake does get credit for that one. That's his first catch, 3 yards for Wake, the receiver. Brings up now they're reset.
They gave him the 5 yards. I guess the 5 yards was a little longer.
5. That's a liberal spot then. Let him down for 3 on that one. 5-yard pickup.
No, they're giving him a 5-yard penalty instead of the 3-yard catch.
Oh, okay. They're taking that one then. So first down and 5 now from the 27. Shotgun. Pitts with the draw play, and the Hobbs Eagles going to meet him with the wall near the line of scrimmage. In fact, I think he was behind by about 1 or 2 yards, so not anything going good there for Ryder. First initial contact for the Eagles and get some committee help, Isaiah Montez. I don't know how they can say he got back to line of scrimmage. They're going to give him no gain on the play that time. So not much going on.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where all the players got there. You like that swarming defense.
Eagles have an offside penalty from the right side of the defensive line. The throw still made on the fade on the near sideline, but I think this is going to go against Hobbs.
Yeah, they had one of the defensive linemen that jumped and got into the Ryder offensive line.
I believe that was Andre Alvarado that's going to get called on that one. So that's going to push it forward another 5 for Ryder. Eagles with 4 5-yard penalties in this game for 20 yards, and that will move the chains for the Raiders. They've got 15 first downs and lead 33-6 with 10:18 remaining here in the fourth. Shotgun from the 31. Little double hand pitch to the far sideline, trying to head out to the sideline in front of the Ryder bench, and struggling the best he can to get out there was Tyrone Morgan. And he'll be lucky to get back to line of scrimmage, if not losing a couple of yards on that one.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to put the spot back, maybe 1.5 yards, 2 yards loss on this.
So he's got 4 carries now for 4 yards. Second down and 12 for the Raiders at their own 32-yard line. Shotgun, fake the handoff. Pitts is going to lay it out down the far left sideline. A catch made at the 40, and that's where it'll end up for a first down pickup.
He was bobbling the ball as he went to the turf. They're going to call that an incomplete pass.
Ooh, that would have been a 29-yard pickup on the play. Instead, it's, like you said, incomplete, so it's going to come back to the line of scrimmage as the intended receiver that time, Clay Randall, incomplete. And now it's a second down and 12, back of the 32-yard line. Clock is stopped with 9:49 remaining in the fourth, 33-6 Ryder. First time these two teams have met. First game against a New Mexico opponent for Ryder High School out of Wichita Falls. Pitts will have one man back to block for him with a couple on the left side. The receiver is 3 yards down the field blocking, and the play kept going. Nobody stopped it, and he just kept blocking, and the whole line of both teams just kind of looking over there for the show.
And then one of the linemen finally moved. That's when they threw the flag. One of the offensive linemen moved, and then one of the defensive linemen responded to that. So that's a comedy of errors.
5-yard penalty for Ryder. So receiver definitely off on the count that time. It'll back them up.
I think Shakespeare would say, "Thou dost have to wait for the snap."
26.5-yard line. 3rd down and 16 now for the Raiders. Twins left and right. Fake the handoff. Pitts wants to throw it long, but he's going to tuck it instead to the 30. Head to the far right side to the 35, 40, and is drugged down underneath the helmet at the 41. So he will get the first down. And it'll be a total of 15 for the quarterback.
And I have to make a correction for you there. They have changed the quarterback. That is Hayes Johnson running the quarterback. He's 5'9", 183-pound senior.
So Hayes will get his first carry of the ball game. Of course, they can afford to do that because they have a pretty big lead at this point, 33-6. So give him the QB yardage. And this time a handoff around the left end. Gibbs is going to go straight out to the far sideline to the 50 left side. He'll get enough for the first down. And then some. Looks like about 11 on the play for Gibbs. Move the chains once again. That'll be 16 first downs for this Raider squad.
And that'll end up keeping the clock moving once they get the stick set. But the Raiders are making no bones about it. They're going to run no huddle the rest of this game.
1st and 10 from the Hobbs Eagle 49. Slot right, back to pass. Johnson going to roll left to the 50, tucks his head and goes with it. And he takes on 2 defenders, bounces off of him, and continues up. A couple more on the committee come up for the Eagles to make the stop. But, boy, a second effort there by Johnson. He might have a headache after that one. I think he went helmet to helmet.
Yeah, that looked like the final battle scene from Lord of the Rings where all the eagles come sweeping from the sky. 9 eagles got there on the tackle. Only 2 were not in the area.
They're going to give Johnson about a yard gain on the play. That'll be his second carry for 16 yards. Clock to 8:30 and ticking here in the 4th. Still a 33-6 lead, 27-point lead for Ryder. Slot left, 2 receivers right, a receiver left as well. Shotgun, double hand pitch to the left side to Gibbs to the 45 and gets put down quickly towards the far sideline.
And you know what? Still playing spirited football. Both teams still coming at each other. I still don't think that these Eagles want to back down even on this defensive series. They're still playing hard here.
Actually, that was Morgan. He ended up with 6 on the play. That's his 5th carry for 10 yards. Bring up a 3rd down. Boy, they're getting a hard time to get their ball spotter over there with the marker. He's waiting a long time to get up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 4 now from the 43 of the Eagles. Ryder football, slot left, 2 receivers right and 1 on the left side. Johnson will take the shotgun. He'll throw a fade to the near side. Caught at the 35. Stepping back, trying to go out of bounds and pop back out to the 30-yard line. And that'll be a first down pickup once again.
And Palma took a risk there. He was trying to go for the interception. He tried to reach across the front of the receiver. Didn't end up with the ball, and the receiver had a long way to go before somebody else could get there.
19 on the reception for Larenick Wilson. That is his first of the ball game. 19 yards to move the chains. That's a total of 17 first downs for this Wichita Falls club. Handoff around the left end goes Gibbs, stretching out to 30. Continues on, rolled around to the 28-yard line. A lot of lateral running on that one for just 3 on the net gain.
Just one of them bread and butter plays, just a little off-tackle handoff, 25 power right there. Try to give him a little lead block and kick him. Unfortunately for Ryder, Hobbs' defense was all over that and held him to 3 yards.
71 on the ground for Gibbs now. 2nd down and 7 from the Eagle 28-yard line. Johnson going to look to the sideline to get the call from Coach Bindle. Pair of receivers left, 1 to the right, and a slot back. Fake the handoff, throw it in the left flat. It was a screen pass right through the legs of the receiver. No chance to pull that one out with the shovel that time as he tried to get down low, but he'd have to be underground to pull that one down.
He had to scoop it like a shortstop there. Tried to take it on the one hop, but unfortunately that doesn't work in football.
That was Brayson Pike, the intended receiver. 3rd down and 7 now for Ryder at the Eagle 28-yard line on the left hash. Clock to 6:37 left, 4th quarter, 33-6. The Raiders in the lead. Twins right, receiver left. Johnson takes the shotgun, hands it with an angle left, and getting down quickly after maybe a yard gain, maybe on the forward progress if they're lucky. That's Gibbs for 1. That'll keep the clock running here, and it will bring up a 4th down situation for Ryder, and they're definitely not going to do anything but just keep plowing straight ahead and keeping that clock moving here in the Lone Star State.
And Eunice has changed its stars a little bit since the last time we said the score. Eunice is now leading 21-14 over Texaco in the second. That's 2 quick touchdowns there for the Cards.
Yeah, they're definitely a team that wants to get themselves back to a championship game. 4th down and 7 now for Hobbs at the 20, or make it Ryder at the 27 of the Eagles. Get the clock reset and going again. 6:10 remaining. As Ryder just looking to the sideline, and a timeout is called on the field. I'm not sure if that was the offense wanting to talk about something.
They were running off the clock as much as they can. Waited to the play clock got down to 1. Called the timeout. Now they're going to run whatever play they want to run, whether it's trying to get the first down or maybe trying to kick a long field goal here.
Yeah, definitely a 4th down situation here, so they want to make sure they get the right play call. We'll take a 30-second break again. 33-6. Ryder leading the Hobbs Eagles. Back in half a minute live on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.
Air clear. Ten. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
4th down and 7 for Ryder at the Eagle 27. They go for it on a slant pass, caught at the 25, and only a gain of about 3. They needed 7. That will stop the drive here for Ryder as the Hobbs Eagles come up big. They had to make a stop on that play to get the ball back with just 6:01 remaining. The catch made by Brayson Pike for 3 yards.
And I want to apologize on the Texaco Uniscore. I just got a correction. It is 21-7 that Texaco's beating Eunice. So Eunice did not make that little comeback right there. But, yeah, there's a little bug in the scoring system. We read it wrong.
Hobbs will take it over on downs as they get the football. 1st and 10 from their own 24. Twins right, receiver left, shotgun. Graham will throw the out route and coming back to try to, actually it was a curl coming back to get it, but it was behind him. Reaching out the best he could, Silas Cerna, incomplete, and bring up a 2nd down for the Eagles.
I tell you what, still 6 minutes left on the clock, and, Hobbs Eagles are going to try to get some more points on the board. Ryder's pretty confident. They're already having their coaches pack up their stuff next door.
Ortega's the big guy going to here in the second half. A 53-yard touchdown reception and 1 for 18 to go with the handoff coming around the right end. The 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, up to sideline 40 and 1 to beat and knocked out of bounds at the last second.
Baez, a heck of a run there, and he only had one man to beat. All he could do was push him in the back and push him out of bounds. Good run there for the Eagles, but this one may be coming back. They're talking about something out there.
Yeah, there's a flag back at the 44-yard line on Hobbs Eagles side of the field. That was a 38-yard run for Baeza, pushed out of bounds around the 39-yard line of Ryder. So they do get the call here, and it's going to be back, it looks like the 41. I believe it was a block in the back possibly against the Eagles, 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, the Zebra Conclave is actually marching it back 15 yards. This thing is coming way back.
Boy, the official makes one signal, and that's all you get. So 15-yard penalty. Not sure what that call was that time, and so that'll be against the Eagles. They're the biggest penalty in the game. They've had all 5-yarders up to that point for 20 yards. I make it 35 on 5 penalties. 2nd down and 13. Delay handoff and zigzagging through the middle of the line. 30, 35, and down at the 40-yard line.
Baeza again. He's kind of whipping through that line. I think he was wanting to get all those yards back. He wanted another run like he had just had before.
Yeah, 38, though. That goes down to 5 on that run, but still moving the chains for the Eagles. They got a total now of 18 first downs, and they got to go quickly at the 40-yard line with 5:25 and ticking, down 33-6. 1st and 10. Twins right, receiver left. Split formation backfield, high snap. And the handoff coming around the left side. Then it's kept by Argott. He continues down across the 45 and backpedals for a couple of more at the 47-yard line.
Omar looking really good there on the run. He faked the handoff, tucked it himself, got behind the guard who was lead blocking out there in the linebacker, and got himself a good 7-8 yards.
So an 8-yard pickup for him, his first carry of the ball game. Now at the 47 of the Eagles, clock to 4:50. Now Hobbs looking at the sideline, not a lot of urgency out there. They didn't go to a huddle, which keeps the defense kind of having to stay in their positions, but still, Hobbs got to get urgent with just little time remaining. Shotgun. Argett back to pass at the 40. He's going to let it fly to the far sideline on the seam route, but throws it about 8 yards out of bounds at the 25. And pretty tough coverage on that far sideline regardless out there, as fortunately could not make the contact, as a intended receiver for the Eagles was Jeremiah Yaquez.
And you know what? He probably made the right decision throwing it there, because that receiver was covered, and there was no way he was going to make that catch. That defender draped all over him.
Yeah, Eagles getting a lot of guys, some time here in this fourth quarter that we haven't seen out there in that receiver core, and Yaquez getting a chance for a big ball downfield. 3rd down and 3 for the Eagles. The angle handoff. No, taking himself is Argott. Good fake on that one. He comes across, backpedaling across the 50-yard line from right to left. And he's going to get up for 6 yards and move the chains for the Eagles. So 2 carries for 14 for Argott, and that'll be the 19th first down.
They're not even at halftime in Artesia. It's 30-30 with still time left on the clock. My gosh, they may put up 100 points tonight.
Eddy versus Lee County in that battle for the Lovington Wildcats and the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 47 of Ryder. Twins right, receiver left. Argott fakes the throw right and then hands it off to the left, coming around the left end to the near sideline to the 42, but not getting out of bounds. Unfortunately, that was Joni Royal. As he gets, though, 5 yards on that one for the Eagles. That's his best run of the game. He's got 3 carries for 7 yards.
Yeah, Royal did a good job popping it outside on that one. I mean, sometimes you want to get north-south, but north-south wasn't there, so he popped it to the outside, and when he finally could turn the corner, he got himself 5 yards.
3:38 remaining here in the fourth. Hobbs down 33-6. They have the football at the Ryder 42-yard line. Taking a lot of time, though, wait for the play call. Send 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Split formation backfield. Argott waiting for the shotgun snap. 1-step drop, fires it, but the receiver looks like he turned an ankle in the route. He might be doing a curl or something, or a post, but he comes up limping. The ball sails behind him. Intended receiver was Silas Cerna on that one. That's your punter, too.
Yeah, and I mean, he really come down hard on that ankle when he turned it. He was wide open, and the ball was put where it needed to be, but after you sprain that ankle, you can't really push off on it and nowhere to go.
3rd down and 5 for the Eagles at the Ryder 42-yard line. Left hash, clocked at 3:21. They did stop the clock. A critical down to keep this drive going alive. Of course, Eagles would still go for it on 4th regardless. Twins right, a pair of receivers left. Argott taking the shotgun. Fakes the draw, rolls right with it himself. Quarterback keeper, 40, gets away from 1 defender, takes on 3 more, and gets the first down. 6 yards, he needed 5. So definitely a good sense to see up the field to see what was available as that gap in that secondary.
And you know where Colton Graham is a pretty good thrower back there in the pocket and very accurate. Argott looks like he's a pretty good runner running this offense. You know, he kind of reminds me of a Michael Vick sort, Cam Newton sort. He can run it from the quarterback position. He can get you some yards.
He's got some size too, Coach. 6'2", and a year left as a Hobbs Eagle.
Yeah. That's a promising young man right there.
First down as well. 20 first downs for the Eagles now at the Ryder 36-yard line. Go with the handoff. Trying to get spun around is Royal, but he gets caught right in the middle and goes down. Maybe got back to line of scrimmage. No gain on the play for Royal. Clock down to 2:35 remaining here. Eagles, fortunately, will be dropping to 3-3 tonight with the loss, and that will be another victory under the belts of Ryder, who improves to 5-0. Of course, their first game against a non-Texas team. 2nd down and 11 for Hobbs at the 36. Argott between 2 backs. 2-step drop. He's going to flush out to the 40, keeps it himself. 35, cuts it back, and is dropped at the 31-yard line. And he'll get another 6 for the Eagles.
And Argott keeps that ball moving forward. He keeps them feet pumping. Gets north and south as he turns the corner, and I tell you what, he looks good running the ball. Looks real comfortable out there.
Yeah, 4 carries for 20 yards, 5 a pop for the junior quarterback. And he came in after an injured starter. Colton Graham got thrown to the turf with a horse collar tackle. Reverse play coming from right to left, heading to the near sideline, cutting up to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown. That's Jeremiah Yaquez with the score for the Eagles.
Jeremiah Jaquez, I mean, I tell you what, he kept those feet moving. He didn't seem to have a whole lot of breakaway speed when he turned the corner. And all of a sudden, those afterburners started coming on as the defenders came in there. Good run there by Jaquez.
33 yards for the touchdown score. As gets the Eagles on the board again. They have 12 now. Clock with 1:32 remaining. Eagles going to go for 2. Of course, their kicker is out. Didn't play in this game. And a late subs checking on for Hobbs. That's Colton Graham, who hasn't been in for quite a bit of this second part of the fourth quarter. And he's also got a holder, he'll hold for Ethan Van Landingham.
They're out of time.
So maybe he wasn't injured to the fact, maybe just want to see another quarterback get some time here with the game out of hand at one point.
Well, I think he was injured for a moment there. You know, they've decided to probably not risk it. But, you know, here we are having to kick the extra point, and they were thinking they're not in the game. So they didn't run out there.
And a delay of game penalty called against Hobbs. They'll back it up 5, which doesn't really hurt you as a kicker as much. 5 extra yards this close. Hopefully it's a chip shot. So it turns it kind of into a 25-yard field goal, though, when it's all said and done. So Van Landingham steps up. He'll have Graham to help him out with the hold. Good snap. Kick is up. A low one, but it's right through the uprights, right through the middle that time. Hobbs now 33-13, down by 20 with 1:32 remaining here in the fourth. We'll take another quick 30-second break and come back live here in Wolford, Texas, home of Friendship High School, as the Eagles on the road, as well as the Wichita Falls Rider School.
You're clear. Ten. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to People's Bank Stadium. 33-13 your score as Ryder leads your Hobbs Eagles. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Hobbs having the only 2 scores in this fourth quarter. 53-yarder for Ortega, made it 33-6, and then a 33-yard run for Yaquez. 20-point deficit at this point, but Eagles are dominating here in this fourth quarter, Coach, and that was with Colton Graham on the bench for a while.
Yeah, and it's at this point, both teams are playing a lot of subs at this point. Just kind of what they tend to call garbage time, but you want to see what your subs can do because that's the future of your program. They've shown out real well.
Here comes the kickoff for Van Landingham. Keeps it on the ground, a couple of bounces on the play, and then a knee down at the 37-yard line. Return was starting up there at the last second. He just put his knee down. That was Grayson Eves. And that'll be a final possession for Ryder. I'm sure we'll just kneel it down. They have to maybe snap about 3 times to keep this game in the books for them. Of course, the Eagles on the road tonight, and next week they'll be back at home. It'll be October 8th, or is that the week after?
The
I think we have a bye. We have a bye week coming up. That's right. Las Cruces High will be the next game Friday, October 8th. So no game next week. Eagles get a chance to kind of get some guys back. Corbin Thompson cannot come back next week. They said he'll be closer to district, but we'll see how Baez is doing. 1st and 10 for Ryder at the 36. A handoff, kind of slicing through the action and heading towards the left, and going down after a few-yard gain was Leonard Wilson. And, boy, it's starting to get my stat sheet a little bit messy here, Coach, with all these inserts we've been seeing. A lot of guys getting a chance to run the football. And that'll be a 2-yard pickup for Wilson.
Happens in games like this.
2nd down and 8 now from the 40. Clock down to 1:05 remaining. It's 33-13 in favor of Ryder. Twins right, receiver left, and a slot right. Now they're all going to look to the sideline now for the play call from Coach Bindle.
And he's just basically wasting time. Nothing more than running out the clock.
Picking up his 58th win as the coach there at Ryder, the 2nd biggest win total in school history. Handoff around the right end to the 45 to the 47. Needed 8 and might have gotten just what he needed. 8 on the play there for the running back. That was Leonard Wilson again. That'll move the chains for the Riders, or for the Raiders from Ryder. 2nd carry for 10 yards total now for Wilson, and the 1st down makes it number 18.
Just as you get your practice to saying that, at this point the game's over. They're going to let the clock run out.
I did say Red Raiders one time in the game. I knew that was going to happen. It happened earlier in the first half.
Oh, you called it. You did call it.
Clock down to 18 seconds, and that will be the final score, 33-13, as the Rider Raiders get their 5th win in a row, 5-0 on the season. Eagles will drop to 500 at 3-3, but as we mentioned, the bye week next week as they'll prepare for Las Cruces High to get district rolling. That will be a home game at Watson Stadium on October 8th. We're going to take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.
You're clear. Two minutes. One minute.
Add another minute, please.
Okay. One minute. $30.
One more minute, please.
Okay. One minute. 30, 15, 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, welcome back to downtown Friendship, Texas, People's Bank Stadium. Your final score, 33-13, the Rider Raiders over the Hobbs Eagles. And you're looking at the stats, Ty. I mean, you're seeing a Raider squad that had a very distinct offensive advantage because it was turnovers and finishing drives that made a big difference. The Hobbs Eagles were able to move the ball, but did not find a way to get it into the end zone.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. The first drive of the game gets down inside the 10, fumbles it to Ryder, and then it kind of deflated the sails a little bit. In fact, Ryder went up by 2 touchdowns in that first quarter, 12-0. Willis was the go-to guy, a 39-yard run for a score, and then another 2-yard run for a touchdown. They missed both PATs, so they only led 12-0 at the end of one. Added another touchdown in the second quarter, a 21-yard pass from Pitts to Morgan, and 19-0 on a PAT kick on top of that. So halftime, 19-0. And in the second half, the Eagles trying to come back in it with a couple of touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but that was after being down 33-0. Willis got a 50-yard run for his third touchdown of the ball game. He came out after that, and then a 41-yard run for Oliver. Again, 33-0 your score. The only scoring that came in this ball game in the fourth quarter was both Hobbs touchdowns, a 53-yard pass play, a big-time connect for the Eagles. They hook up with Ortega. They went down 6-33 at that point, down by 27, missed the PAT, and then Yaquez with the score off a 33-yard run, down by 20, 33-13, your final.
You look at this and you see Hobbs push late. That just shows you that this is a team that wasn't going to give up, and that's kudos to the coaching staff. Still had the boys playing late, and they weren't going to give up, and they were going to try to get what they could, and you got a lot of the subs come in. And it shows you that we're starting to build a little bit of depth in this program. The subs come in, we're able to handle the second teamers from Wichita Falls. So it was nice to see Argot show a little control in the offense because he may be the future quarterback for the Hobbs Eagles.
Well, let's take a look at some stats really quickly unofficially. And Ryder had a lot of guys getting a chance to carry in this ball game. A total of 6 backs getting some carries, and that's going down the list. Let's quickly go through these. We had Larenick Wilson had 2 for 10. Willis, their big name back, 4 for 62 yards. Actually had more than that because he had the 50-yard run in the third quarter. I knew I missed one there somewhere. So add another 50 to that. That's going to be 112 yards on 5 carries for him in this ball game, which really big numbers for him in this contest. And again, you mentioned he already had a couple of invitations to go to college ranks as a junior.
He had some D1 offers already as a junior. I believe one was from Colorado State, if I saw it, and he did get one from an Arkansas school as well. This is a guy that he's getting a lot of attention, and rightfully so. He's a big back, 209 pounds, but he's got good speed as well, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those go-to guys. So he finishes up with 5 carries, 112 yards in the game. Morgan also with 5 carries for 10 yards. Gibbs coming in the fourth quarter had 10 carries for 72 yards. Rios 1 for 3. A couple other guys mixed in here. Hayes Johnson, the backup quarterback in the fourth quarter, went 2 for 16. And that pretty much wraps up their numbers. Lots of guys getting involved in this ball game in terms of the running game. They had a total of 223 in the rushing department for the Rider Raiders. Lots of passing going on as well. 265 yards completions in this game. They had a total of 20 completions to their wide receivers on 25 attempts. So lots of people getting involved. Willis 1 for 2. Morgan 2 for 28. Jones had 3 for 70. Oliver 3 for 35. Banks 2 for 20. Frontum 4 for 37. Other guys getting catches. Andrew Wake had 1 for 5 yards. Also mentioned Larenick Wilson, 1 for 19. Brayson Pike had 1 for 3. And last but not least, was what was our last player here? That was Oliver. I'm sorry, Oliver was 5 for 81 in the contest. So 20 completions in the game for this Raiders squad. That total number was 265 in the passing game. So overall, in terms of the offense in this one, 488 yards of offense. So a big game for the Riders. Of course, last week against Odessa, they managed a total of 435 yards. So 50 more than what they had last week against a very tough Odessa school.
Yeah, and offensively, this is a juggernaut. This is a powerhouse. I'm going to be really curious to see if they can finally get over the hump against the likes of Abilene Wiley this year. That's a perennial program, and that'll be a good game for Ryder and Wiley later in the season to look forward to.
They did have to punt 3 times to the Eagles, turnover on downs once, and had a total of 11 penalties for 95 yards. So that was kind of the hard problem there for them. They had 150 yards last week against Odessa in penalties, so they got down a little bit in that category. But they did some good possessions to get first downs to 18 in this ball game for the Riders, or for Raiders. For the Hobbs Eagles, let's quickly go to the rushing game first. Royal coming back this week, sat out last week against the Rockets, had 4 carries for 7 yards. Colton Graham, 7 for 42 yards on the ground. Van Landingham, 3 for 15. Trevino finished up 7 for 14 on the ground. Baeza, he was one of the leaders with the rushing behind Graham. He had 12 for 35 yards. And also getting some action in this contest, especially in the fourth quarter, was Omar Argot, the quarterback, back up. He had 4 carries for 20 yards, very consistent with the running game. A couple other guys getting a chance to carry in this game, and that included Jeremiah Yaquez. Of course, he had the carry for 33 yards, scoring for the touchdown, his only carry of the ball game. So nice to see some of these guys stepping up late in the game. Eagles finish up 166 yards unofficially on the ground in the running game. Passing department, Hobbs at 181 tonight. Ortega coming off the bench with 2 catches for 71 yards, including a 53-yarder. Also coming on for Hobbs, Silas Cerna had a catch for 7. Royal had one out of the backfield for 5 yards. Caden Trevino was the leader in terms of yardage behind Ortega. He had 5 catches for 63 yards and 3 double digits, 20, 18, and 15. Baez had 2 for 3 yards. Kirkendall 1 catch for 8. And Van Landingham had 5 catches for 24 yards. The Eagles able to convert on 17 receptions and a total of, looks like 30 attempts for the Hobbs passing game tonight. So 166 in the run, 181 in the passing department for 347 yards. Even though they did lose this game, Coach, 33-13, that's still some impressive numbers. Eagles gave it over on downs, though, 5 times, 1 punt, and fumbled once early in the game. That was their only turnover of the contest. Eagles were hit for 6 penalties for 40 yards and a total of 20 first downs. So, again, lose by 20, but you did have some good drives out there, 347 yards of offense, and a tough opponent they had to play tonight in this Ryder Raiders team.
Yeah, you know what? You got the 300-yard mark in the game, and you show that you can move the ball against a pretty talented squad. There's a lot to be happy about in this game. I mean, you really want to finish those drives, and I think that's what hurt us. But you showed you can move the ball, and the offense is really coming together.
Next week, Eagles off with the bye, but they do have a game coming up October 8th, and they will be at home at Watson Stadium against Las Cruces High to kick off the district schedule.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. You know, it'll be on their turf. It'll be a travel game, and those are always hard for us, but that's one to look forward to.
Well, we've been trying to track some of the Lee County games tonight. Of course, a big one that's been going on in Texaco, a non-district affair for the Eunice Cardinals. And, of course, one of the best teams in the state tend to go to the playoffs quite a bit. What's the last score you had on that one?
Last one that I have on there is 21-15. That's a halftime score, Texaco over Eunice. I do have a Lovington Artesia update. They're still not even to halftime. There was 45 seconds left in the half, and it was 42-30 Artesia.
Boy, tough matchup there. And a couple other games tonight I don't have the scores on. Unfortunately, Jal and Mescalero in action as well. So that pretty much wraps it up here from this very hospitable crowd here at Friendship High in Wolford, Texas. People's Bank Stadium. Final score 33-13. As the Ryder Raiders improved to 5-0, the Eagles dropped to 3-3 on the season. You have 1 week off from football. We'll be back on Friday, October 8th. Eagles at Watson Stadium to take on Las Cruces High. I'd like to thank Tiffany Stuber back at the station. For Coach Brian Coltrane and myself, Ty Friend, have a great rest of the weekend out there.
Y'all guys are clear.
Thank you. Good
Thanks a
night,
lot.
Tiff.
Drive safe.